Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. High school football, 8-player football. Well, how about that? Wisconsin Heights and Belmont on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. High school football, 8-player football. Well, how about that? Wisconsin Heights and Belmont on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
People's State Bank is a locally owned and managed bank with convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin and northeast Iowa. If you're looking for a place where you're more than just a number, but still have access to convenient technology and low fees, People's State Bank is it. As a community bank, they're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become a part of People's State Bank, you can be confident that you're standing with a good cause. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
This is a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation. Queen Bee Radio proudly brings you People's State Bank and Grant Regional Health Center coverage of high school sports. Presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. And sponsored by House Electric, Brian's Auto Body and Paint, Vitech Incorporated, Carver's Hardwood Flooring, Claire Bank, Donnie's Tire and Auto, Fuller's Milker Center, Gary's Pest Control, Community First Bank, Guy's Truck and Tractor Service, Hernson's Ace Hardware, Krantz Auto Parts, the Peterson Agency, the Raleigh Cheese House, Mound City Bank, the Russell Law Office, the Shoebox, Sloan Implement, Timmerman's Talents, Tricor Insurance, and Wolf Construction.
There's a chill, or at least lack of heat, in the air. Leaves on some trees are starting to change color. Students are thinking about going back to class. And on more than 200 football fields across Wisconsin this weekend, the thwack of pads hitting pads mingles with the smell of popcorn and hot dogs, and eventually the sound of cheerleaders and bands. It must be time once again for high school football. Good evening, football fans, and welcome to the season premiere of high school football on 97.7 Country WGLR, WGLR.com, the WGLR mobile app, and for the first time this season, once we get a picture, the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. From Belmont High School, the Wisconsin Heights Vanguards take on the Belmont Braves to open the 8-player and Ridge and Valley 8 conference season. From the Ayers Furniture Best Seat in the House, I'm Steve Prestegard, along with former Belmont coach Scott Tolzman, and the biggest change this season will be kind of what happens at the end, a new playoff system featuring a playoff matrix with, for playoff purposes, games that count each week, not just during conference seasons. With that, the 8-player playoff field is also doubling from 16 to 32 teams. Neither of these teams reached the playoffs last year, and Scott, Wisconsin Heights won't because their enrollment is too high, but Belmont could get there. And for one of those reasons, this is a big game tonight.
Yes, it is. When you look at the matrix system, it's based on the size of the schools. So if Belmont can win, the number that they will get multiplied will be definitely a higher number. Also, you know, when you think about it, this is a big game for Belmont because Belmont kind of slipped a little bit last year. They ended up, I think, was 2-4 in their conference.
Yes.
And that was a kind of a down year for them, considering the last few years they have been in the playoffs, and it hasn't been that long ago that they made it to the 8-man championship. So this is a big game for them to find out where they stand. Wisconsin Heights graduated a bunch from last year, but they were 4-2 in the conference. So, you know, it's a good starting point for them.
Definitely. And one of the things that Belmont had to deal with last year was just a huge amount of injuries. Now, they did graduate a lot of players, but they had a lot of players from last year who had to play, got pushed into the lineup due to the injuries, and so their lineup is actually a little more experienced than you might think.
Yeah, definitely. And looking at the kids, you know, this is about the size of the teams that I had when we were 11-man football, you know, 28, 32 kids, you know, trying to survive. And the injury bug does affect a lot of things. That's why 8-man football is great for these small schools. It keeps the football alive in the community, but it also gives the ability to play. And in this sense, you know, you got 32 kids, so you can kind of platoon too a little bit and be fresh.
And certainly Belmont has a huge lineup. I think they have about 50% more players in their lineup than maybe not that many, but more than Wisconsin Heights at any rate. So On the Shoebox Scoreboard, presented for the first time this season by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. We also have today, how about I read what it says here? Because it says it right here. That's right. Monticello at Highland, and that is on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Highland, of course, got to the state semifinal in 8-player. Monticello, their first year as a team that didn't include New Glarus in their first year as an 8-player team, went 0 for the season, so they're looking for their first win this season. And also in the Ridge and Valley 8, DeSoto is at Kickapoo Lafarge. That game is just outside of Viola. And North Crawford is playing Wanawag Center Weston. That is just outside of Cazenovia. There is one 11-player game tonight. River Valley is at Evansville. Of course, we'll have a full slate of games tomorrow. Oh, one other thing. Brewers 4, Cubs 1. That was the final from Wrigley Field this afternoon on AM 1590 WPVL. That means that the Brewers are up 7 games over the Cubs in the National League Central. They have the best record in baseball by 4.5 games. First team to 80 wins.
Yeah, they're doing well, and they far exceeded probably my expectations, but a lot of people's expectations.
Except possibly theirs, but that's the way it's supposed to work. All right. We are, for the first time, by the way, broadcasting from the Ayers Furniture Best Seat in the House in the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. Ayers Furniture in downtown Ridgeway for free delivery on heirloom quality furniture for every room in your home. For what's sure to be the best seat in your house, be sure to visit Ayers Furniture at AyersFurniture.com. Also, for the first time, but you've heard of this before, it's time for the Raleigh Cheese pregame show, presented by Raleigh Cheese at the intersection of Highways 11 and 23 in the heart of Lafayette County.
And don't forget the cheese.
And we'll be back after this on 97.7 Country WGLR.
Pregame 1.
When it comes to protecting your home, your roof is your first line of defense. For trusted local roofing expertise, turn to Midwest Roofing and Construction. They're dedicated to providing quality roofing services from minor repairs to complete replacements all year long. Count on their experienced team for reliable workmanship. Call for a free estimate at 1-800-551-8251. That's 1-800-551-8251. Midwest Roofing and Construction, your local roofing pros.
EvoLogic Industrial Automation, Dubuque's premier control systems integrator, is seeking a full-time controls engineer. Applicants should possess skills in electrical control panel design, as well as PLC programming and control system integration. Ideal candidates possess a college degree and 3 or more years of experience. EvoLogic offers a competitive wage and full benefits. Visit evologic.us to apply. That's EVOLOGIC.us.
Pregame 1.
Welcome to the Raleigh Cheese pregame show on 97.7 Country WGLR, the start of the 8-player season. Tonight, Wisconsin Heights and Belmont. We're joined by Wisconsin Heights coach Connor Hurling. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, you bet. Thanks for having me.
Let's talk about the obvious stuff. How do you feel like your team is as you go into game number 1?
I think we're a very young team, but we're a very technical, fundamental, sound team, I feel like. We lost 17 seniors last year, so a lot of these guys were in the shadows of not really seeing the field, not really getting too much playing time, but there's still a lot of talent out there on the field, and we're excited to show it and get the game going.
Okay, starting with your offense, with all the new players you're talking about, what do you feel like you're going to be like this year?
What's what going to be like? Sorry.
What kind of offense do you feel like you're going to have this year?
I think it's going to be about the same as last year. We have a running back that was motored from last year because of the running back we had ahead of him, and he's got a lot of potential to show. And he's shown it in practice. He's shown it when he's got in last year, and I think he's really ready to go. Also, we have a sophomore that's 6'4", and just a very, very good player. He's going to be quarterback. We got our returners. Quarterback's not coming back right now. He's had eye surgery, so he's not coming back. Well, he's back, but he's not playing quarterback for right now. Just keeping it safe for him on his own sake. But yeah, no, I think it's going to be just not the same as last year, but I think it's going to be something special. I think we're more than ready than what we were last year. I think last year we kind of were going into it because of the thinking of the talent we had that we didn't need to do as much. But this year we had to work twice as hard because the talent's there, but everyone's just got to work harder. If that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. So your opponent, Belmont, you beat them pretty handily last year, but that was with last year's players and all that. What about the Braves is going to be a challenge, and what do you feel are the Reeves, the keys to the game today?
Holding down their forefront and getting up to that extra backer. And just being fundamental and physical. It's a real. They're coached very well by Brandon, and it's just they got a really good team. I never beat these guys in high school. I've only beat them coaching. But yeah, I'm excited for the game, and they're a very sound team and coached very well by everybody. And I really like their offensive line coach. Actually, he's a really good guy. So.
All right, thanks a lot. Good luck today.
Yeah, you bet. Thank you.
Connor Hurling, the Wisconsin Heights coach. We'll be back with more after this on 97.7 Country WGLR.
Pregame 2. What happened to customer service? You're expected to check yourself out at the store, you're expected to pay 3% extra to use credit cards, and you're expected to unbox your own mattress and set it up yourself. Well, not at Dubuque Mattress. Hi, this is Doug Dolter with Dubuque Mattress. At home, customer service is alive and well. When you buy a mattress from us, we take care of everything.
2,
deliver, set up,
1.
and get rid of the old mattress for you. We don't charge for using credit cards, and we offer free financing. Dubuque Mattress, for the rest of your life.
Dubuque Mattress Factory, you get a little snooze time.
John Deere is putting in work and putting up highlights.
Oh man, look at those passes. Tillage, planting, harvesting.
3 years in, and these pre-owned machines are still at the top of their game. We're talking reliability, performance, and long-term potential.
And get this, these veteran machines can pick up the latest precision tech with ease.
You know it, and fans ready to add John Deere certified pre-owned equipment and more options to their lineup can shop at machinefinder.com.
Booyah!
Pregame 2.
Raleigh Cheese pregame show continues on 97.7 Country WGLR. The opener, Wisconsin Heights and Belmont. We're joined by Belmont coach Brandon Weiss. Thanks for joining us. And it seems like seasons go from one to the other faster as time goes by, doesn't it?
Yeah, they certainly do. It seems like they, run from one into the next and so forth. And this season started a little bit earlier for us this year, so we're looking forward to what has ahead of us.
There are a bunch of changes this year, of course. The playoffs being obviously one. Field's doubled, so your chances are better of getting into the playoffs, and the matrix system and all that. And as you mentioned, you're starting a week early. What do you think about all the changes?
One, I'm a rep for the WFC, so I had a chance to be a part of that process. So, it was nice to be able to advocate for the sport, and certainly for us, as our numbers have increased in 8-player, I think it's good for the sport. A couple of years ago, we found ourselves tied for second, and we weren't able to go into the postseason, and so that's tough to tell your guys, and so hopefully these changes will be beneficial for the game.
Okay, how do you feel like your season so far has gone?
We've had great commitment in the off season in the weight room and at our camp and stuff like that. And the first couple of weeks, the attitudes of the guys have been where we feel like they need to be to start the season. So we're definitely optimistic about the season.
Okay, you have a lot of guys who had a lot of playing time, but were not starters back. Of course, you were just besieged by injuries last season. So what's this year going to look like?
Yeah, I think we might, have a little different look, for our opponents, which I think is exciting. We have a combination of, a small senior group, but great leadership there. We have some underclassmen who have, contributed in other sports and have had success, in that, and we've seen that in practice so far. So we're looking forward to the dynamics of our group.
Okay. For the first time, we'll ask this question. You got Wisconsin Heights tonight. They can't make the playoffs because of their enrollment, but what do you see about the Vanguards? It's going to be a challenge. And what do you see as the Rosemeyer Wealth Management keys to the game?
I think the key to the game is going to be, taking care of the ball, on offense, and just really playing Belmont football where, Wisconsin Heights is always very aggressive on offense and defense. So I think for us, we just need to keep our level head and be able to, play as a team early on and set the tone for the game.
All right. Thanks a lot. Good luck tonight.
Thank you very much. Thanks for covering.
Thank you. Brandon Weiss, the Belmont coach. We will be back with Wisconsin Heights and Belmont after these messages on 97.7 Country WGLR.
In Game 1.
The Fenimore Junior Fair is celebrating 90 years on Saturday, August 23rd from 10 to 3. The Fenimore Junior Fair is relocating to 1075 Adams Street in Fenimore, located at St. Peter's Lutheran Church in Marsden Park, due to the Fenimore construction project. Join the fun at the fair. Kids events, project displays, tractor shows, yummy food, awards presentations, shooting sports, and dog shows on Thursday. Free entry. Don't miss the 90th Fenimore Junior Fair this Saturday.
Ready Feed and Grain invites you to their Chipper Day, Tuesday, August 26th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in Stitzer. Join WGLR Farm Director Bob Mittendorf for crop updates throughout the day. Rock River Labs and Southwest Tech will provide moisture analysis. So farmers, bring in your corn stalks to be tested and enjoy a delicious lunch from Southwest Wisconsin pork producers. Chipper Day at Ready Feed and Grain in Stitzer, Tuesday, August 26th.
In Game 1.
Carey Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Our injury report brought to you by Russell Law Offices. If you've been injured, contact Russell Law Offices. Their experienced team of personal injury lawyers will fight for your rights and help you get the compensation you deserve. Visit RussellLawWI.com. Belmont has 3 players who will not be playing this year due to injuries. Josiah Ruiz suffered an injury during the basketball season and is not recovered from that yet. In addition, during early practice, Owen Paulskill-Webb had a foot injury, and he's done for the season. And Gabe Wadig got a ACL injury, and so he is done for the season. We had mentioned also in Wisconsin Heights case, one of their players, one of their listed quarterbacks, suffered an eye injury. He is apparently going to play, but not at quarterback. So I kind of shudder at the thought of eye injury, but apparently he's back, but as a precautionary thing, not playing quarterback. Colors of the game presented by Cuba City Family Dental, Kieler Family Dental, and Darlington Family Dental, 3 convenient locations to serve your dental needs. Home team Belmont, orange helmets, black jerseys, and black pants with white numbers and orange trim. And I guess Wisconsin Heights kind of looks like the Philadelphia Eagles with black helmets, white jerseys with black numbers, and very dark green pants. Lighted up a little bit by the sun, which is not quite setting yet right behind us. The Game Time Turf and Weather Report brought to you by Dewey's Tire Repair north of Platteville on Highway 81, the best place to take a leak. And this reminds me to, check the phone and see what it says. Oh, it says 76 degrees. Which is pretty nice this time of year. We've certainly done games when it's been a whole lot hotter than this. And the low tonight expected 60 degrees with increasing clouds, but it is a beautiful night and really no wind either.
No, it's a great night. The humidity isn't a factor. The sun goes down. It'll get down to the low 70s, high 60s. A perfect night for football to start out the season.
Should point out also, as far as the turf goes, if there is any football field that does not have the most lush turf ever, it's their fault, because given all the rain we've gotten this year, I can't believe that there's a football field that has any kind of minuscule bare grass or bare dirt anywhere.
Oh, yes. I remember many years of getting the fire department up here and hosing down the field because it's been so dry, and
You might want to do the opposite this year,
Yep.
actually. Yeah.
The field looks beautiful. I mean, it's there is no bad spot looking at the field at all right now. So.
And they have the Belmont logo, which is white, a white arrowhead with the orange bee painted at the 50-yard line. Right now, the press box is the only shade on the field. Everything is in sunlight other than the shade from the press box. Obviously, that's going to change as the evening goes on. Did we see who won the People's State Bank coin toss?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I looked down there. They were getting ready for it.
They're getting ready, and then I looked away, and they were done.
Yeah, that's seems to be how it goes. But we will obviously we'll be able to tell once the kickoff takes place. Our games tonight brought to you by Mountain City Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop into Mountain City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. We're brought to you by West End Salvage in Lancaster. See Junkyard Joe Krantz of the West End Salvage team for recycling as well as construction and demolition waste to West End Salvage in Lancaster. And Doan's Auto Care Center. Patrick Doan can assist you with all your vehicle maintenance. Doan's Auto Center, Patrick Doan in Belmont. I know a vehicle that you might have fun with. Our touchdowns today brought to you by Northland Buildings. For a quality Northland building built tough for the Northland, contact Joe Ryder, your local expert in quality Northland post frame buildings. Our stream brought to you by Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque, powering our audio stream. Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque, when you are ready. Our game also tonight brought to you by Community First Bank. For you in the communities where you live, work, and play, experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com, member FDIC. We will take a break, bring the Fullers and Milkers that are starting lineups, and the beginning of the first game of the season, Wisconsinites and Belmont, after these messages on 97.7 Country WGLR.
In game 2.
Chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more, can make me feel like a spectator in my own life.
Botox, onabotulinum toxin A, prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine. It's not for those with 14 or fewer headache days a month. It's the #1 prescribed branded chronic migraine preventive treatment.
Prescription Botox is injected by your doctor. Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, including ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
Why wait? Ask your doctor, visit BotoxChronicMigraine.com, or call 1-800-44-BOTOX to learn more.
In game 2.
This is where turning on the microphones is good. Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental. And Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on 97.7 Country WGLR and on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. After an incredibly busy year last year, which started in football and ended at state softball and baseball. And speaking of which, we were going to bring Jeff Hodgson on, but can't do that if he isn't here because he was apparently working today out of town. But tomorrow is going to be a very cool thing at American Family Field in Milwaukee. The Belmont softball team, which won the state championship back in June, they're going to be honored on the field before the Brewers game.
Yes, I saw that, and it's a very nice thing for the team to be recognized that way, and again, congratulations to the Belmont Braves on their championship.
They were pretty much an execution machine in the entire postseason and winning the state championship. And that'll be Giants Brewers tomorrow night from San Francisco Giants and the Brewers tomorrow night from Milwaukee, obviously. George Webb Hamburgers not included.
Yep.
But we'll have it for you at 6:35 on AM 1590 WPVL. Tomorrow we'll also have The debut of 11-player football will have Belleville and Lancaster on 97.7 Country WGLR. In case I said this, the Brewers are on AM 1590 WPVL, of course. We'll also have Darlington and Platteville on X1071. And at least the matchup of the night tomorrow, Potosi-Cassville at Cuba City. That's the Six Rivers champ and state runner-up in Division 7 against Cuba City with the new Hall of Fame coach, Guy Kopp, and they won the Swell last year. And all three games after 6:30 on, in their case, Super Hits 106, Arrows on 97.7 Country WGLR, and the Hillman and the Redbirds on X1071.
Belmont for tonight's football game between the visiting Wisconsin Heights Vanguard and
a beautiful night, as we mentioned, here at Belmont with
Belmont High School, along with
coming up in a couple weeks. Obviously, there will be cars on the field for the car show tied to the school and community fair.
Attendance at interscholastic activities is a privilege.
But a beautiful night. We haven't seen any bees in here, which is a good thing because it's bee season certainly around here.
Demonstrating the high ideals of sportsmanship is expected and greatly appreciated. To honor America, we ask those who are able to stand
and now
remove your hats and place your hand over your heart for the playing
from Belmont, our national anthem. Carey Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football. Presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters Over Doors on 97.7 Country WGLR. And although the camera is not turned on yet, the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. The starting lineups will be presented by Fuller's Milker Center. See Fuller's complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster and Richland Center and at Fuller'sMilkerCenter.com. Our game today brought to you by Claire Bank with array convenient locations in Southwest Wisconsin. Proud to support our community events. Claire Bank, where they say, we can do that. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Sophomore number 11, Wyatt Temperley.
We're also brought to you by Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Hermson's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. See Hermson's for the perfect paint for your next project. Hermson's Ace Hardware, Bloomington and Platteville. Russell Law Offices, our injury report sponsor, here to assist as your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving Southern Wisconsin, Russell Law Offices. And Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialist. The pros at Brian's get the job done right for unexpected dings or major repair projects. Head to Brian's Auto Body and Paint in Lancaster. As they announce the offense, but we're not sure who's going to get the ball yet because we managed to miss the People's State Bank coin toss. That's a first game sort of thing, of course. Our game brought to you by Breckler Insurance Group for all your insurance needs. Steve Landusky at Breckler Insurance in Fenimore. Breckler Insurance serving Southwest Wisconsin for over 95 years. And Rosemeyer Wealth Management, our post-game sponsor. They will design a plan specific to your retirement goals. Let me try that again. Rosemeyer Wealth Management, our Keys to the Game sponsor. They will still design a plan specific to your retirement goals. The experts at Rosemeyer Management will answer all your questions, even if you don't know what questions to ask. Check out their website, rosemeyermg.com. Well, it appears as though Wisconsin Heights will be receiving. They'll be going left to right. So their Fuller's Milker Center starting lineup. The quarterback is Jason Starcer, who is a sophomore. Hunter Erb is the running back. The receivers Evan Cribbs and Zach Sander. Parker Riccio is the tight end. Here is the kickoff, a line drive kick that immediately goes out of bounds. A little bit of a anticlimactic open to the season. The offensive line for Wisconsin Heights, the left guard Jesse Russell, 195 pounds. Noah Morrow, 190 pounds, is the center, and Tristan Bars, 210 pounds, is the right guard. That is sophomore, and junior. And on the 100-yard field, looks like they're going to make him kick it again.
Yep. Yeah, 8-man football, even if you started at the 35, they definitely can advance it closer to that.
Defense for Belmont, Trenton Paulson, Thomas Freeman, and Caden North are the linemen. Tyler Kismore, Bradley Lancaster, Braxton Yawn are the linebackers. The defensive backs, Ryan Wyatt Temperley and Cody Kleteka. Here is the kickoff, which is right down the middle, but not real deep. And returning it up the middle, now going to the right side. And a flag goes down. And the kick returned to the 35-yard line. And now we have a picture. Sort of.
It's about a 12-yard return. And I do believe the penalty is going to go against Wisconsin Heights. I think this is going to be called like a blindside hit. Nice block back in the days, but can't do that anymore. So it'll be a personal foul against Heights.
So Wisconsin Heights will start their first possession of the night.
So Heights begins
on the 17-yard line.
At the 17-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. 6 seconds into the ball game as I got to figure out something here. Try to remember. Let's see, that goes like that. Well, here's first down meanwhile. And a run play around the right side. The ball pops loose, and it is recovered. Recovered by the Vanguards, but it's going to be a loss of 3 yards back to the 14.
Yeah, it bounced right into Belmont's hands, but he couldn't handle it, and he ended up losing it.
So it's second down, 13 yards to go. And this will be a run play around the left side, and Belmont's defense is able to string that out. And it's gain up to the close to the 19-yard line. So it's a gain of 5, but it will bring up third down and 8 yards to go. And if you'll excuse me for a moment here, I'm trying to figure out how to do something that I had to do several times that, of course, have now forgotten because it's the first game of the season. Third down and 8 yards to go from the 19-yard line. High snap. And quarterback is going to take off, and he will go down. Gets to the 20-yard line, but that's going to be it for that drive.
And a sack on the play by
And then actually, let me try that again. He got sacked.
Ended up with a 1 yard run.
He did end up with a 1 yard. Yep. All right. So up to the 20-yard line, but it is 4th down. And so the Vanguards will kick it away. Their player listed as their kicker is Evan Sander. Here's a short and kick that's going to be with nobody touching it up until it rolls to a stop at the 43-yard line, and that is where Belmont will start for the first time. Wyatt Temperley on the Fuller's Milker Center starting lineup, presented by Fuller's Milker Center. See Fuller's complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster and Richland Center, and at fullersmilkercenter.com. Wyatt Temperley starts at quarterback. Tyler Kismore is the running back. Cody Kleteka is a wide receiver. Bradley Lancaster is a wingback. Chase Rickers is the tight end. First down and 10 yards to go, and rolling to the right. Here's the throw deep down the right side, and the pass is caught, and that will be a first down, or first of the season, and a flag comes in late.
It's going to be a face mask on the tackle.
So the pass completion
face mask on the Vanguard.
and then the face mask penalty.
First and 10 from the Vanguard 17.
And it will be 1st and 10 at the 17, which means that for the first time this season we're in the Bitech Green Zone, a Greener Way Bitech Resource Management of Monroe. Kismore up the middle on first down, and he gets down. Looks like he's going to have a first down or close to it. And indeed it is another First Supply first down. And the ball will be spotted at the 4-yard line. Try that again, the 5-yard line. First and goal from the 5.
First and goal from the 6.
And now they say the 6.
Yeah, he gained about 10 yards on that. Nice little duck inside run.
Here is a pass to the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown. And it's Bradley Lancaster, Chase Rickers, who gets the touchdown, the Northland Buildings touchdown. And with 9:23 remaining in the first quarter, it is 6-0. And now the Point and Flush Sportsman's Club extra point. And it's a run to the right side. It's a 2-point conversion. On the pass, and it's Thomas Freeman making the catch. And that makes it Belmont 8, Wisconsin Heights 0. And we'll be back after this on 97.7 Country WGLR. All right.
In Game 3, open a MyFree checking account at Mound City Bank and receive a free gift at account opening. No minimum balance to obtain bonus. We are MCB Strong. Member FDIC.
If you're upgrading a home or business, call the trusted pros at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. They offer a premium selection of CHI overhead doors, combining style, durability, and security for both residential and commercial properties. Need rain gutters to protect your building from water damage? Carey's has you covered there too. Learn more at Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com. They sell the best and service the rest. Get the quality you deserve at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Belmont, and Prairie du Chien.
Get your fish on Friday nights at the Prairie du Chien Country Club. You can catch bluegill, baked or fried cod, salmon, walleye, or prawns and shrimp. Serving from 4 until 8. Feast on fish Friday nights at the Prairie du Chien Country Club.
In Game 3.
Grand Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football on 97.7 Country WGLR. And that was a fast scoring drive. 3 plays, 47 yards. to give Belmont the 8-0 lead over Wisconsin Heights. Why don't you take over for a second here while I try to figure out how to do something I should have remembered from baseball.
Okay, Heights is going to take over on their own 29 after a 15-yard kick return. And off pitch to number 5, who's Cribbs, for a loss of about 2 yards, and it was a team effort as the 3 front linemen got in there and made the tackle. Okay, brings up second down and 12 yards for a first. Back in again in the shotgun formation where Starcer is the quarterback. There's a snap. He backs up the pass, throws, and it's going to be overthrown. Brings up third down. It'll be 3rd and 12.
Very good job. Now that I have figured, it took me only like 2 plays to figure that out. But now you have a picture. We know that. And we're glad you joined us on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. It's 3rd down, 12 yards to go. From the 17-yard line, 8-0 Belmont. Back to pass as Starcer throws over the middle into traffic, and not much. Actually, it's intercepted, right?
No, it's going to be a fumble. He caught the ball and got hit and fumbled the ball.
So it ends up the 2nd turnover of the first turnover of the game, a Lancaster Dental Associates and Fenimore Smiles turnover. So for the 2nd time, Belmont's going to be in great field position. 8:28 remaining in the first quarter, and Belmont at the Wisconsin Heights 25-yard line, leading already 8-0. One receiver goes to the right side. Now Keismore goes in motion. Here's the swing pass from Temperley to Keismore. And down the left sideline he goes and is spun out of bounds. And it looks like he's inside the 10.
That's going to come back. We're going to get a holding call.
Which will wipe out a nice pass play there.
Penalty is on Belmont.
They'll move it back to the 35-yard line. First down, 20 yards to go. And by the way, that is our very first Pink's Automotive penalty of the season.
So it is Pink's Automotive. I wasn't sure, so I never said anything.
Yes, it is Pink's Automotive. Actually, technically, that's not the first because the kickoff out of bounds was also a Pink's Automotive penalty. 1st and 20 from the Wisconsin Heights 35-yard line. Temperley with a high snap, but he gets it down to Keismore, and Keismore up the middle. Good gain inside the 20, still going, and down around the, looks like about inside about the 20-yard line, maybe about the 19 or 18.
That was about a 13-yard run, and I would call that, with 11-man football, a nice little guard trap play. Kick out block, sprung them open.
So that will make a very makeable 3rd down and short. And back to pass is Temperley, throws to the right side, and pass is caught just in front of the pylon. It'll be 1st and goal. And the pass caught by?
It was caught by Kletchik.
Kleteka. And so that will be another first play, 1st down. And again, in the Bitech green zone or greater wave, Bitech Resource Management of Monroe. Fumble on the snap, however. And Belmont recovers, but they lose their great field position. Instead of being 1st and goal at the 1, it's going to be 2nd and goal out at the 7 or 8 yard line, 7-yard line. The 2nd down, goal to go from the 7. 2 receivers go out to the right side. And 1 running back, high snap again. Here's the draw to Kismore up the middle and kind of weaves his way down to about the 5 or inside the 5-yard line. And that'll make third down and goal coming up.
Almost a 5-yard gain there. Should be back down to about 2.5, 3 yards to go.
We also have, by the way, as mentioned, Monticello and last year's state semifinalist Highland. That's on X1071. Third down, goal to go from the 2. Again, 2 receivers to the left. Kismore now goes to the right side. And we're going to have our first timeout because it's the first game and sometimes people are not always on the same side of things, or the quarterback found something out. So with 6:02 remaining in the first quarter, it's 8-0 Belmont over Wisconsin Heights. Belmont, as we mentioned last year, 3 wins, 2 of them in the Ridge and Valley 8, and Wisconsin Heights was 5-2. Their 2 losses to Highland and North Crawford, which finished 1-2 in the Ridge and Valley 8.
Yeah, 2 quality teams last year.
Well, Highland had just an amazing season, getting all the way to the state semifinal. You would never know that they had not played 8-player football before that. And they are one of the teams that made the playoffs. They actually won the last Ridge and Valley 11-player title and then won the first Ridge and Valley 8 title. Third and goal from just outside the 2-yard line. And the throw to the right side is caught, and that's a touchdown. Temporarily completes the pass.
Chase Rickers.
And Chase Rickers makes it 14-0 with 5:57 left in the first quarter. And so they've had 2 not very long scoring drives, 43 yards and 35 yards. And they will go for 2 again. Here's the snap. Temporarily swings it out to Kismore. Kismore gets past defenders, goes left, and goes into the end zone. And so the pass makes it Belmont 16, Wisconsin Heights nothing, with 3:57 left in the first quarter on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. And so far, obviously, so good for the Braves.
Yep. Like I said, this is a big game for them, considering what happened to them last year. And, you know, they faced Heights at the end of the season last year. And it's kind of like the old Six Rivers where we rotate down. So your last game is your first game. And, you know, they got kind of hammered last year by Heights, 64-16.
That's right.
So far, so good.
Most definitely. Our game brought to you by Les Mack Automotive in Lancaster, our Drive of the Game sponsor. Whether it's Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, or Ford, you can count on over 50 years of trusted hometown service, because at Les Mack, you always get more from less. Also brought to you by TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch Cobb in Platteville. Beautify your home with decorative colored mulch. Give Jim Drury and the gang a call at TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch Cobb and Platteville. So Northland Buildings touchdown, the second of the game, and the Point and Flush Sportsman's Club 2-point as the kickoff goes out of bounds. Point and Flush Sportsman's Club, their guided upland bird and waterfowl hunts with friends and family will create memories that will last forever. Make your best shot with Point and Flush Sportsman's Club in Potosi.
Okay, they're going to kick over again, so they back it up 5 yards, and we'll have a re-kick.
Interestingly, on the Shoebox scoreboard, presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest, they have the same score in Highland. Highland leading Monticello 16-0, 7:14 in the first quarter. And that again is on X1071. And the kick returned this time up around the right side and goes to the almost 40-yard line.
Yeah, it was a nice return there. It was 23-yard return. So Heights is going to start in good field position, just short of their own 40-yard line.
Problem is they haven't done anything. Well, they didn't have good field position and they've not moved the ball. They lost the second series on a fumble, and the first was a 3-and-out that led to a short drive for the Braves. 5:45 remaining in the first quarter. And the ball at the high snap. Ball is dropped by Starcer, and he has to go back and down it back at the 30-yard line. So that's going to be a loss. And actually, that could be, I've seen that be a whole lot worse than that, but Starcer ends up losing 4 yards.
Oh, he's going to lose 10 yards.
Oh, you're correct. You got to remember how to do math also, among other things, when you start doing games. 10-yard loss, start doing games again. 10-yard loss back to the 30, and it's second down and 20 yards to go. One running back next to Starcer, another high step. He's going to take off with this one up the middle, and only gains about 2 up to the 32-yard line. And it will be third down and 18 yards to go.
Yeah, he's not a small quarterback. He's 6'2", and the ball's still going up past his head.
Carver's Hardwood Flooring. For hardwood flooring, stair installation, or refinishing needs, call Ryan Carver, the only National Wood Flooring Association certified installer, sander, and finisher in the tri-state area. Carver's Hardwood Flooring in Benton. Third down and 18 yards to go from the Wisconsin Heights 32-yard line. High snap. Starcer gets it down, throws it over the middle. Pass is caught, and that is short of the first down to the 46-yard line. And the pass caught.
Well, it's coming back in legal shift.
And so the pass doesn't matter. Evan Cribbs, I believe, made the catch, but it'll move back to the 27-yard line and make it third down and even longer. Third down 13.
I don't see a number 9 on their roster.
I was wondering, I thought there was number 9, but let's see. Do you have one of those orange rosters?
Had one over here someplace.
Yeah, now we don't. that's I mean, I got a roster from the school, and I picked one up, and now timeout is called with 4:09 remaining.
Heights made the timeout call after a illegal shift, so Pink's automotive penalty. What was a nice gain by Heights, it's now really put them in dire needs of getting the first down, but it's third and about 22.
Millie's Diner in Dickeyville, where everything is homemade. Open 7 days a week, 7 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. Check out their menu and daily specials on Facebook. Also, Sloan Implement, your official John Deere dealer, Bloomington, Cuba City, Montfort, Lanark, Illinois, and at Sloans.com. I've driven past the one in Lanark twice, so I know that that's there. Also, Lancaster Dental Associates and Fenimore Smiles, our turnover sponsor. Get the smile you want and the health you deserve. Learn more at lancdent.com. And Pink's Automotive in Lancaster and Goodney's Garage in Platteville, our penalty sponsor. They have the certified technicians, equipment, and experience to keep your vehicle in top running condition. Third down, 18 yards to go. Or third and 22, back at the 27-yard line. Runner comes in motion and stops, and Starcer under pressure takes off, and he's going to get hit. And I think we will have our very first Subs.com sack of the game. And oh, look, they're right here. Subs.com. Fuel your fitness journey with a wide selection of products from a locally owned company. Visit their Fenimore, Dubuque, and Platteville locations and at Subs.com. Fourth down, and I think that's about Elk Grove, so
yeah,
they'll kick the ball away. Sander with another short punt, and that rolls right out at the 50-yard line. So that'll be the first time that Belmont's actually had not incredible field position, just merely very good field position with 3:32 left in the first quarter, and Belmont leading Wisconsin Heights 16-0. As the Shadows are now covering everything, including the press box, except for the far side, kind of the other side of the hash marks on the north end of the field. And now Wisconsin Heights is going to call another timeout. That's their second, yeah, with 3:32 left. First quarter, I guess I might as well finish this. People State Bank, our coin toss sponsor for personal home business at Ag Loans. Visit one of their convenient area locations or visit peoplesfinancial.com, member FDIC. Gary's Pest Control in Dickeyville. Gary's Pest Control salutes our local athletes. Gary's Pest Control, over 40 years of professional friendly service. And Donnie's Tire and Auto. Call the only hooker in town for 24-hour towing service at 568-3014. 568-3014, your home for excellent car care. Donnie's Tire and Auto in Dickeyville. That was the one of the highlights of last year. For some reason, I lost my voice, or my voice got to Barry White levels toward the end of the regular season, and reading that thing was
yeah.
I hear they liked it though. So all right, 1st and 10 for Belmont, moving right to left in this first quarter and leading 16-0. They're perfect on the season in terms of turning possessions into points. High snap, handoff to Keismore around the right side to the 45, gets past defenders and somersaults to a stop at the 44. There'll be a gain of 6 yards, 2nd and 6 coming up. As the clock goes down to 3:10 in the first quarter. So far, we've seen a quite good mix of running passing by the Braves.
Yes.
2 receivers to the left. Keisler goes in motion, temporarily fakes, rolls to the left, fires it deep, and the ball tipped away at the last moment at the 20-yard line, and the pass incomplete.
Just a little bit underthrown. He had the guy open, but he had to come back for it, and by that, the Heights defender was able to tip it.
3rd down, 4 yards to go from the 44-yard line. Again, it's 2 receivers to the left, tight end right, and 1 running back, Keismore. Another high snap. Keismore gets it up the middle. 1st down. Now goes left and goes down at about the 35-yard line, but it will be another first supply 1st down. That was a nice draw play there.
Yes. Nice run. Able to see the green alleys and picks up 10 yards for another 1st down.
2 receivers, Lancaster and Klateca, go to the right side. Now one of them comes back in motion. It's Keismore again up the middle, gets another 1st down, vaults a defender, and goes down. And he will be inside the 20 once again in the Bitech green zone after the first supply 1st down. A greater way, Bitech Resource Management of Monroe.
19-yard gain. We have an injury on the field for Heights. But again, nice little guard trap play there where they bring a tackle through the center hole and sets up that trap and springs Geismore for a nice run.
Again, we'll have Belleville and Lancaster tomorrow. 97.7 Country WGLR, Darlington and Platteville on X1071, and Potosi, Cassville, and Cuba City on Super Hits 106, all of them starting after 6:30. Saturday, Badger football, one more time, Packer football, last preseason game, hosting Seattle. They had a fight in practice today. They had a joint practice, and they were slugging it out, literally. Anyway, that'll be a 1 o'clock start Saturday afternoon on 97.7 Country WGLR.
Yeah, next week at this time, I will be sitting in my seats for the first Badger game.
Badgers, that'll be Miami of Ohio next Thursday, a 7 o'clock start on 97.7 Country WGLR. Interesting announcement by the Badgers today. They were doing the retro uniform thing. We'll see if we can get to that before we're done here. At the 16-yard line in the Bitech Green Zone, 1st and 10 for Belmont, leading 16-0. 2:11 remaining in the first quarter. Pass out to the left side, and Keismore spun down. Excuse me, it's Griffin McNett making the catch, and he's down to about the 10-yard line. Second down, 4 yards to go from the 10. UW announced this morning that they are specifically going to wear uniforms. We'll get to hang on. Here's that was a play that got kind of blown up the whole way. It goes back to the 15.
Yeah, it was a bad snap, and it looked like it hit his knee as the quarterback was exchanged it with Keismore. So they're going to lose about 2 yards on that.
Back to the 12. It'll make it 3rd down, 6 yards to go. The year that the Badgers are going to be wearing the uniform is, interestingly, not a year a lot of people would think. 1985, which was Dave McClain's final season as the coach before his untimely death the following April. I was a junior at UW, and that was the year of the 100th year of the UW marching band. There's a whistle as another timeout called by Belmont, and that was either call a timeout or get a penalty for that. 48.1 seconds left in the first quarter. So each team, as things happen, have called 2 timeouts in this first quarter. That's a classic first game thing, isn't it?
Yes, it is. You know, got to remember 8-man started early this year. Normally with 11, they usually start a week later than 11-man, but this year, with the way that things are, with the addition in the playoffs, they started this week, and they did do a scrimmage last week, but they still had those first game jitters. And
yes. But Belmont has scored every time they've had the ball so far, and they're leading 16-0 with 48.1 seconds left in the first quarter, regardless of having to call 2 timeouts. 3rd down, 6 yards to go from the 12-yard line, closer to the 13-yard line. 2 receivers to the right this time. Keismore, the running back, high snap. He gets the handoff, weaves his way up the middle to the 10, and not about there. 40 seconds left in the first quarter. And that will make it 4th down and about 2.5.
yeah, he picked up about 4 yards on that carry. Makes it doable.
20 seconds left, and they will get the play done before the end of the quarter, it looks like. 12 seconds left. Klateca comes in motion, high snap. Roll out to the left and now back to pass, and now the throw to the right side. He's open, and that will be a first down to Rickers. Pass caught inside the 5-yard line, so they convert on the 4th down to get another first down, and again in the Bitech Green Zone. A Greater Way Bitech Resource Management of Monroe. 2.4 seconds left in the first quarter.
Yeah, I think he went out of bounds, so I have to run this play yet.
So they could score before the end of the quarter or take it the other direction. 1st and goal.
There's that little kick-out block.
And Keismore up the middle, and
he's in.
Another Northland Buildings touchdown right at the end of the first quarter. And so it is 18. Try that again. 22-0. Yeah, there we go. This is a great press box. The desk could be a little bigger. Here's the try for two. McNett got the handoff. And they're trying to decide if he got in or not, and it looks like he did not. So that is the end of the first quarter. And our score after one, Belmont 22, Wisconsin Heights nothing. Second quarter after this on 97.7 Country WGLR.
In Game 4.
When it's back to school time, it's time to get to the Shoebox in Black Earth. A huge selection of footwear for the kids and yourself is what you'll find. Check out the bargain box next door for great savings too. Back to school is in full swing at the Shoebox in Black Earth. Service like it ought to be.
The Gifted Hands Thrift Store in Galena offers low-cost clothing and household goods to the public. Shop local and support individuals with disabilities served by the Galena Workshop. The thrift store provides paying jobs to many individuals and is a stepping stone for some to get a job in the community. Donated items are accepted at the workshop on Southwest Street in Galena, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m., except holidays. Gifted Hands Thrift Store at the Galena Workshop is open Tuesday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturdays 9 till 1.
In Game 4.
Carey Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. 22-0. Belmont leading, and they will start it because their last play ended the quarter, or the last series ended the quarter. 3 minutes, 32 seconds to go, 50 yards in 8 plays. And the kick to the right side of the front end of the field this time is returned, and a big hit there as the ball to the 39, returned to the 38 or 39 yard line.
About a 12-yard gain or a run on the return. Wisconsin Heights will take over on their own 30, we'll call it the 34-yard line.
And now that the sun has dropped some more, I can actually see the scoreboard digits. First and 10, or clearly see the scoreboard digits, put it that way. Now, you were talking before during the break about the improvements that have been made at the field here over the years. First and 10 at the 34-yard line, 2 receivers to the left, and it's a keeper for the quarterback Starcer, and he is spun down after a yard gain as he goes left, gets to the 35-yard line. The press box is very nice, other than the issue of having a desk that's a ledge that's a little short.
Yeah.
Although back when you guys built this, obviously there was no such thing as streaming games yet.
No, and when we built this, it replaced a press box that was a little falling apart. So this is a very good.
2nd and 9, run around the right side and hit after a yard gain around the right side is the running back Hunter Erb, who's been kind of quiet in this game. As a returning starter, he gets to the 30.
Looks like the 37.
So a gain of 2 yards, and it will be 3rd down, 7 yards to go.
Yeah, we built it to accommodate both teams and radio stations, too, if we had to.
They put in an Ethernet cable yesterday up on the ceiling so that we have the ability to stream. We were appreciative of that. Their penalty marker down. Another Pinks Automotive penalty.
It's going to go against Heights legal motion.
So back to the 32, and it will be 3rd down and 12 yards to go. Well, I actually did a game in the old press box. You probably remember this game. It was the famous last-second field goal by the kid who's never kicked before that you guys beat, what was it, Blackhawk, I believe.
I think it was Blackhawk, yeah.
Yeah, 1995 or 6, I think.
6.
Yes, I remember putting you on the post-game show. And all these years later,
Yep.
3rd and 12, and Starcer throws left and past the intended receiver who had, I think, fallen down. Jackson Mellon, the intended receiver, and it will be another punt coming up. Now, that was an exciting game. You went for the touchdown on 3rd and goal from the 1, didn't get it. No timeouts left. Clock is ticking, and all of a sudden here comes a kid and kicks the game-winning field goal as the clock expired. Here is Sanders' punt, or Cribb's punt, excuse me, and it's picked up around the right side and up to midfield. And Kismore actually got it across midfield to barely to the 49-yard line of Wisconsin Heights.
Yep, 15-yard punt return. And again, short field for Belmont.
With the Braves leading 22-0, they have scored every time they have the ball, and now they spot it at the 50. So what I said about that, just ignore, because they changed their mind. I can hear a certain person we both know complaining about spotting from the officials. 1st and 10. This is a halfback pass and thrown down the left side, and the pass is caught. And the pass was thrown by a player I don't have, number 7, or was that Kismore?
Yep. Nope, number 7 threw it.
And who is number 7?
Don't have 7, but he ended up throwing it to
Flateca.
Flateca. I'll get it yet before the. And that was a 10, 20, 30, 2-yard pass completion.
So once again in the Bitech green zone, Greater Way Bitech Resource Management of Monroe. 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line, and a run down. It is McNett down to the.
No, we got holding it against Belmont, so pink automotive penalty will move them back 10 yards.
Which will move them out of the Bitech green zone, at least for the moment. We mentioned before that the Braves have scored every time they have the football. One reason, their worst field position has been midfield. This is the second time for that. 9:34 remaining in the first half. Lights, well, a light has come on. I guess the other light's on too.
Yeah, the other lights are on. And remember last year the rule changed about the penalty holding. It's
10 yards.
It's a spot penalty now, or excuse me.
Throw to the end zone, touchdown! And Kismore got behind the defense and scores the 28-yard touchdown pass. And with 9:12 left in the first half, Belmont extends the lead to 28-0. Another Northland Buildings touchdown. And now they'll try the extra point. It is Kismore to kick. McNett holding. Kick is up. It is wide to the left. No good. But once again, they score. Belmont does 50 yards in 3 plays and takes a 28-0 lead with 9:12 left in the first half. Back after this on 97.7 Country WGLR.
In Game 5.
Lowe's knows that no matter your paint project, saving is at the top of your list. That's why when you shop today, you can buy one, get one free. Select Valspar and HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams. One coat coverage interior paints via rebate. Shop these deals in-store or online today at Lowe's. We help, you save. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. Offer valid 8/21 through 9/3.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
In Game 5.
28-0 in favor of Belmont with 9:06 remaining in the first half. That was Griffin McNett's halfback option pass that set up the touchdown pass on another scoring drive. Now the kickoff return to the 35, but
we got a penalty, Pink Automotive holding penalty against Hythe after a nice return. It was a 27-yard return. Now it's going to march them back 10 yards, so they're going to start at their 25-yard line.
9:06 remaining.
That first quarter really took some time.
It did in the first quarter, but productively for Belmont, certainly. Mound City Bank's total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop in a Mound City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at mountcitybank.com. First and 10 for the 25. Man in motion from right to left as they switched. And meanwhile, a handoff, and the run goes nowhere. Stars are actually sacked on the play. It was a fake handoff and another Sups.com sack.
We had an illegal shift against
and
Hythe.
a penalty.
They're going to decline it. Belmont's going to decline it, so it's going to end up being a 3-yard loss.
Will end up being second down and 13.
Second and 13, so the Pink's Automotive penalty is declined in favor of the Subs.com sack. And it's second and 13. Back at the 22-yard line, Community First Bank for you in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com, member FDIC. Dawn's Auto Care Center, Patrick Doan can assist you with all your vehicle maintenance. Dawn's Auto Center, Patrick Doan in Belmont. Second and 13, a roller of a snap, and it's recovered by Starcer, but that's going to lose more yards all the way back to the 15.
About a 7-yard loss on that bad snap.
So it's third down and 20. Back at the 15-yard line with 7:46 remaining in the first half. And again, Belmont scored every time they've had the ball. They lead 28-0. They've had a couple of penalties. They had to burn 2 timeouts in the first quarter, and they've missed on 2 Point and Flush Sportsman's Club extra points. That's about all that's gone wrong for Belmont in this game. Starcer throws, and the pass to the right side incomplete. He had another high snap that he had to field.
Yeah, he jumps up for it, and then by the time he comes down, the rush is on. Doesn't get set to throw the ball. He's throwing on the kind of the run, and can't be accurate that way.
So once again, Belmont ought to get great field position. There is, as we mentioned before, no wind at all tonight. Just a gorgeous night. Here's the snap and Cribbs' kick, and picked up in midfield and hit immediately. Kloteka is hit, actually loses a yard back to the, once again, 50-yard line. And so that is where Belmont, which has scored twice on their 2 longest drives, 50 yards, and they'll get it at midfield once again. 7:15 remaining in the first half. West End Salvage of Lancaster. See Junkyard Joe Krantz of the West End Salvage team for recycling as well as construction and demolition waste to West End Salvage in Lancaster. And Northland Buildings, sponsor of 4 touchdowns so far. For a quality Northland building built tough for the Northland, contact Joe Ryder, your local expert in quality Northland post frame buildings. First and 10 at midfield. Handoff up the middle to Brad Lancaster. And his first carry of the game is good for 8 yards down to the 42 of Wisconsin Heights. suppose Kaisermore's tired from all the running he's done in this game. Second down, 2 yards to go. And back to pass Temperley. Now he fires deep down the far side. Pass is caught. Touchdown.
No, it's going to come back. They're going to get a push off. Offensive pass interference.
So the Pinks Automotive penalty will wipe out the Northland Buildings touchdown. And that was a nice case once again of the defender getting behind the defense, but perhaps the push-off is why.
Yeah. I don't think he needed to do that. He had the defenders beat by a step or two, and he did kind of push them off, and I wasn't sure if he was going to get called or not, and the backside judge called it.
Pinks Automotive penalty will be back to the 47 and a half, about the 48-yard line, in Belmont territory, which they have had hardly been in Belmont territory in this game. First and 25, and they're going to move back 5 again because someone on the right side took off early. So another Pinks Automotive penalty, and they certainly have not done this much in the game, but they are kind of going backwards, Belmont is.
Yep.
Although with a 28-0 lead, 6:30 and the clock running in the first half. Today's game brought to you by Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialist. The pros of Brian's get the job done right. For unexpected dings or major repair projects, head to Brian's Auto Body and Paint in Lancaster. First and 30, and back to pass Temperley. He'll fire it deep. Jump ball. Kleteka makes the catch. And he's going to get past the defender and into the end zone.
Yep. 58 yards.
And with 6:01 remaining in the first half, we're going to have running time if they get the 2-point conversion or if they kick the extra point here. Another Northland Buildings touchdown. And they'll try the extra point. It'll be Kaisermore again. He missed the first. Previously they had 3 pass attempts, and this kick is no good.
And the extra point attempt is no good. 6:01 left.
So 6:01 remaining after another fast drive. That was 1 minute and 14 seconds despite all the penalties to go officially 50 yards in 4 plays.
Yep. And at that time, they probably could have called pass interference on the defense because he kind of pushed the receiver, and by that, the receiver actually had to slow down to catch the ball. And that kind of helped them.
Yes. Anderson Weber returning to Dubuque, powering our audio stream. Anderson Weber returning to Dubuque when you are ready. Claire Bank with our 8 convenient locations in Southwest Wisconsin, proud to support our community events. Claire Bank, where they say we can do that. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington, and Hermson's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. They are, by the way, our MVP sponsors. See Hermson's for the perfect paint for your next project. Hermson's Ace Hardware, Bloomington and Platteville. Russell Law Office is here to assist as your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal offense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving Southern Wisconsin. Russell Law Offices. Kickoff returned to the 33-yard line. And that is where Wisconsin Heights will try to get something going here with 5:53 remaining in the first half. It has been all Belmont, even with some penalties that have kind of delayed but not denied scores. Belmont is 5 for 5 in scoring drives. First and 10 from the 38. Pass to the left side. And Starzer completes to Erb, I believe that was, and he's up to the 46, and that might actually be their longest drive of the game or play of the game so far. It is 8 yards. Second down, 2 yards to go. As the reddish, kind of orange light. I don't know how good I can't see the sunset, but it sure looks pretty from looking east. Second down, 2 yards to go. Stars are to pass. Throws over the middle. Pass is caught, and a first down for Wisconsin Heights. That is either their...
That's their first down.
And the pass caught by Jackson Mellum. And this is the first time that Wisconsin Heights has gotten past midfield. 2 receivers to the right. And a running back next to Starcer, who gets a high snap again. Now will roll to the left and take off. And he's to the 40 and gets the first down to the 35 and goes down at about the 32-yard line. So that'll be another first down.
13 yards.
This is the closest thing to a scoring drive that Wisconsin Heights has had in the game so far. 4:26 remaining in the first half. And Belmont leading Wisconsin Heights 34-0. Receivers on each side now. Herb is the running back behind Starcer. On 1st and 10 for the Belmont 32 and a fake. And Herb probably wishes they'd had faked that because Herb got the handoff and got hit immediately and ends up losing.
Looks like almost 4 yards.
Back to the 36-yard line. Second down, 14 yards to go. With 3:44 left in the first half. Receivers left and right. And Starcer again with Herb next to him. And on 2nd and 13, back to pass Starcer. Has time, throws over the middle into traffic, and the pass incomplete. Sander was the intended receiver, and it will be 3rd and 14 with 3:13 left in the first half. Game brought to you by Mound City Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop in at Mound City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Learn more at moundcitybank.com. 3rd and 13 back at the 36. Starcer to pass. And we'll air it out down the right side. And a jump ball, and the pass is incomplete. Sander, the intended receiver. And it'll be 4th and 13. I think that was Griffin McNett breaking it up inside the 5.
Nice throw. Hung up just a little bit, and McNett was able to knock it down.
So 4th and 13. Obviously, you're going to go for it if you're Wisconsin Heights.
Just looking at the crowd, it looks like a nice crowd for Belmont tonight.
Everybody in the Ridge and Valley 8 playing on Thursday night. Good pick of night, as it turns out. 4th and 13. Starcer another high snap, but gets it down and throws over the middle. Pass intercepted. And back the other way. And the pass the interception recovered, returned to the 29-yard line. So the Lancaster Dental and Fenimore Smiles turnover, and did we see who that was?
Yes, it was Temperley.
So one quarterback intercepts another. I think they boot you out of the quarterback union for doing that. But again, Belmont takes over with their worst field position. Not that has stopped them tonight at the 30-yard line. 3:02 remaining in the first half. And the Braves leading Wisconsin Heights 34-0. First down, one man goes from left to right. And now a swing pass to the right side. And the pass going backwards, actually, where it was Keismore on the pass from Temperley. Loss of 3. Back to the 35. By the way, it occurs to me that we need to welcome once again for another season Grandma Diane Ludlam from Platteville. She got to root for Lucas when he became Platteville's all-time leading boys basketball scorer. And, of course, Morgan Freeman and now Thomas Freeman, and he's a sophomore. So that's 3 more years of Grandma Diane.
Yep.
Here's a throw over the middle. Pass is just over the Kleteka, the intended receiver, who was at the 40. And the pass incomplete. And it'll be 3rd down. I'm getting a little trouble reading my handwriting because it's getting kind of dark in here. We'll have to fix that at the half, I guess. 2:16 left in the first half. 34-0, Belmont leading Wisconsin Heights.
Yeah, there are some different names on the Belmont roster that weren't around when I was teaching here and coaching.
You know, it's funny because if you look at like Potosi, all the last names are the same, aren't they?
Yeah.
It seems to be the case. Anyway, 3rd and 13 back at the 27. Temperley has gone all the way at quarterback. Here's a run around the right side and then up the middle, and it is Kismore up to
McNett.
It was McNett, 8, not 3. And it'll be 4th down and 6 yards to go. The gain of 7. And so we will, I believe, have the first punt of the ball game for Belmont with a minute 46 left until the McNett Electric halftime report.
And it looks like Rickers is doing the kicking.
Wisconsin Heights wasn't convinced they were going to kick. They just very late in getting a return player. Here is the punt. And a fair catch is made at the 32-yard line.
Nice little punt, 37 yards.
138. Try that again. 130 left in the first half. We're brought to you by say somebody. Community First Bank. If you're in the communities where you live, work, and play, experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFbank.com. Member FDIC. Again, 1 week from tonight, Badger football hosting Miami of Ohio, the Red Hawks. And we'll have that at 7 on 97.7 Country. Actually, I think 6 on 97.7 Country WGLR. Starcer to pass on first down. Flag is down. Starcer takes off to the 40, 45, and fights his way forward to midfield.
I think it's going to come back.
Yeah. So it was a nice run that will not count.
Unless Belmont had too many kids on the field.
Well, they waved it off.
Oh.
So it's a first supply, first down.
About a 15, 16-yard run then.
To the Belmont 48-yard line. Minute 21 remaining. And now the clock starts. 34-0. Wisconsin Heights is on the 0 end.
They only have one timeout, but they're really not hustling.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Herb, the running back, next to Starcer. And Starcer gets the snap and throws into traffic over the middle, and the pass incomplete. I hope they don't score here because I'm having problems reading. I got to read from the dying sunlight because it is like pitch black in here in the press box, or close to it.
Yeah, I noticed they added fans in here.
Yeah, that's a nice touch. They don't need them tonight, but you certainly need them at some point. Second down, 10 yards to go. Just on the Belmont side of midfield, 52.7 seconds remaining in the first half. High snap again. Starcer gets it down, and Starcer throws it to the left side. Pass is caught and spun down. It'll be a first supply first down to about the 30-yard line, actually the 28-yard line. 43.3 seconds left, and Heights will call their final timeout. Each team had to burn 2 timeouts in the first quarter, which is certainly not atypical of a first game. Again, tomorrow we'll have Belleville in their final year in the SWAL, and Lancaster certainly not in their final year in the SWC. That'll be after 6:30 on 97.7 Country WGLR. 2 long-standing rivals, Darlington and Platteville, on X1071, and Potosi-Cassville and Cuba City. Potosi-Cassville got to state. Cuba City won the SWAL, and they'll be tomorrow night after 6:30 on Super Hits 106. Packers in Seattle, Saturday at 1 on 97.7 Country WGLR. 1st and 10 for Wisconsin Heights from the Belmont 28-yard line. 43 seconds left first half. And rolling to the right is Starcer, now taking off with it. And he will go down after a gain about 3 yards. It'll be second down, about 7 yards to go, and he got out of bounds, so that stops the clock with 35.3 seconds left in the first half.
And Heights does not have any more timeouts.
Second and 7, receivers go out to either side, 2 actually to the left. Herb, the running back, next to Starcer. On second down and 7, he goes from one side to the other. The ball to 26. High snap again, and this time Starcer has to sit on it, and now they got to hurry up. And because they don't have any timeouts left and the clock is running, 24 seconds left in the first half. At this point, they might have only time for 1, maybe 2 plays if they stop the clock here. 12 seconds left in the half. Starcer to pass, rolls to the left, and throws, and the pass is caught, and the ball is dropped. And was that recovered by Belmont?
Okay.
Or it go out of bounds?
No, it got recovered by Belmont. He stepped out of bounds. It's going to be a penalty on Wisconsin Heights. So Belmont's going to get the ball
with 1.6 seconds left of the half.
Yep.
Holding is the penalty, the Pinks Automotive penalty that is obviously declined in favor of the Lancaster Dental and Fenimore Smiles turnover.
So the turnover is going to occur. Clock won't start until the snap of the ball.
I guess we'll see what Wyatt Temperley's arm strength is, because you would think that there's only, well, either they will down it or he's going to heave it down the field.
As a coach, if you got one play going into half, you're up like this, I would try it. If it was maybe the end of the third quarter, then I would down it.
1st and 75.
It's one of those where it's the first game of the season, so see what you got.
No, the other thing is if they're able to score here, obviously we'll be in running time the whole second half.
They're going to down it.
And so our score at the half, Belmont 34, Wisconsin Heights nothing. And the McNett Electric halftime report after these messages on 97.7 Country WGLR.
Halftime, 3 minutes.
At CJ Beefs Equipment, we know the land, and we know what it takes to keep your farm running strong. From season to season, whether you're operating or maintaining, our ag equipment experts have the parts and tools to match your needs. Our quality selection of used and new machinery and expert service team ensures your equipment stays in peak condition all year round. CJ Beefs Equipment, field tested, farmer trusted. Visit us in Farley, Iowa today, or check us out on our website at cjbeefsequipment.com.
Do you remember the last time you checked your well water to see if it was safe to drink? Bacteria can leak into your well in as little as 6 months. The Department of Natural Resources recommends that you check your well annually for contaminants. LV Labs on South Madison Street in Lancaster, Wisconsin can test your water to make sure that what's in your glass is safe for you and your family to drink. Stop in or give them a call to pick up your test kit today. Visit LV Labs on Facebook or call 608-723-4096.
Hi, this is Christine Raleigh of Raleigh Cheese, wishing all area athletes successful seasons. Cheese is a great source of protein for school lunches or a snack before the big game. Stop in and try some of our award-winning artisan cheeses like Dunbarton Blue, Red Rock, and Little Mountain. We have fresh cheese curds weekly and a wide variety of snacks and beverages, plus made-to-order cheese trays. Shop locally and taste the difference of handmade Wisconsin cheese at Raleigh Cheese House on the corner of Highways 11 and 23, Shellsburg.
Save big money on your next project at Menards. Start your next tiling job with professional quality tech installation products. We carry products like floor levelers, mortar, and mastics for any material, along with the grout or caulk color options to complement any tile. Tech installation products are easy to use for a professional result. Save big money on all tactile installation products. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Show your school spirit with every swipe. People's State Bank offers debit cards featuring your local school's mascot. And now through September 30th, you can upgrade for 50% off. Even better, $5 from your card fee goes right back to your school. It's an easy way to support your team and look good doing it. Visit any People's State Bank location to upgrade your debit card today. Iowa sales tax may apply to fees and service charges. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns. It's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
Halftime, 3 minutes.
Gray Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey's Seamless Gutters Overhead Doors on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. It has been all Belmont today, almost all Belmont, 34-0. It is time now for the McNett Electric of Belmont halftime report. McNett Electric of Belmont can assist you with all your electrical needs. McNett Electric is on call and ready to help you with your agricultural, business, and commercial needs. McNett Electric in Belmont. Before we tell you about the first half, a couple of scores that we have on the Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. At the half, Highland is hammering down on Monticello. It's 46-0 at the half, and that is on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Also, another score, and I did not know they were playing tonight, but Seneca Wazeeka Steuben leading Cashton 19-8, and that is an interesting score because Cashton is a very established team in the Scenic Bluffs Conference, and for Seneca Wazeeka Steuben to have a lead like that at the half, that's one of those sort of scores that you see. Any rate, here at the half, I got to check something off here. Make sure I'm up to date on what I've been saying here. I think I got all of these. So we'll tell you that as far as the first half goes, the Belmont got a stop on first down. The first series of the game for the Vanguards took over at the 43. Actually, I believe that was the Wisconsin Heights 43, and they went 47 yards, and they went 47 yards in just 3 plays, and it was a touchdown pass from Wyatt Temperley to, was it Bradley Lancaster or was it Chase Rickers, I believe it was. I think I wrote the number wrong. The 2-point pass to Thomas Freeman was caught, which made Graham and Diane happy, and it was 8-0 Belmont with 9:37 left in the first quarter. Next drive after that, on the second play, a fumble recovered by Belmont at the Wisconsin Heights 25-yard line, and they needed just 5 plays to score again, and that was Rickers. Actually, I think it was Lancaster first and then Rickers second on the touchdown. With 3:57 left in the first quarter, another 2-point pass caught, made it 16-0 with 5:57 left in the first quarter. Another 3-and-out by Wisconsin Heights. Belmont took over at midfield and needed 8 plays and 3:31. And there was a run by Keismore of not about the, let's see here. No, inside the 10-yard line, I believe it was. Didn't write it down, but Keismore got the touchdown right at the end of the first quarter. They went for 2, did not get it, so that made it 22-0 after a quarter. Another 3-and-out. Belmont took over again at midfield, and this time they needed only 3 plays. And actually like 51 seconds. That was a touchdown pass of 28 yards from Temperley to Keismore. The kick was no good, and that made it 28-0 with 9:12 left in the first half. Another 3-and-out. Belmont took over with 7:15 left in the first half, again at midfield, and again they were able to score just 4 plays. And this was Kleteka on a 47-yard touchdown pass from Temperley, who was at a busy day today. The kick was no good, and that is their score at the half, 34-0. Wisconsin Heights has only had 1 drive that they've gotten inside Belmont territory. They got down to the 36, but 2 incompletions on 3rd down and 4th down wiped that out. So that is where we are, 34-0. Belmont leading Wisconsin Heights at the half, and it's been a very, very impressive game with your typical first game hiccups, but they've been kind of irritants, and that's it basically for the Braves.
Yeah.
How about I turn you on there?
Yeah, there you go. It's been interesting where Belmont has come out, and they've had a little bit of, like you said, some hiccups, but they seem to be running on all cylinders. And Heights,
they haven't been able to get anything going at all, really.
No, and they've struggled. And considering that, last year they had a pretty good team, so a lot of those kids, they got to play late in the second half of the game, so they have some experience. But, it's a situation where they're behind, and they got to play catch-up ball, and that's what's hurting them right now.
Well, and the other thing is they've had a couple of Lancaster Dental and Fenimore Smiles turnovers. They've had at least 2 fumbles and 1 interception. Yeah, that does obviously not help you at all.
No, it doesn't. And with 8-man football, it's a little different than 11-man. It's a quicker game, and your receivers are, you can put them down as a down lineman and go out for catch a ball, and it's a little tougher game. And once you get behind, it's tough to catch up.
Well, and games can get out of hand in a hurry. We mentioned last year Heights beating Belmont 64-16. Well, it's 34-0 here. And I guess we'll see how the second half obviously goes. By the way, that reminds me that I have to inquire about the halftime fix, which is brought to you by Millie's Diner in Dickeyville. Stop in and see what they're fixing for you. I would think Highland is just don't commit penalties, because that's stopped them as much as anything else.
Yeah, I think here's a good shot of Belmont coming out and sticking to maybe the run get done with the third quarter, and if they have this commanding lead or a running clock, time to get your other second stringers in and get them some ball time. And that's a great situation, especially in the first week of the season, to get them some playing time. So you know what you have in case somebody gets hurt.
And as far as Wisconsin Heights goes, I think they just want to execute a good drive, wouldn't you think?
I think so. I really just come out and play better ball than they did the first half, score a couple times. I honestly don't think they have a chance of coming back against Belmont. But, you know, a couple good drives, making themselves feel good about what they accomplished in the second half and move on into the second week.
All right. 34-0 Belmont leads Wisconsin Heights at the half. More of the McNett Electric halftime report after these messages on 97.7 Country WGLR.
In Game 6.
Hello, Dr. Matt here from Cuba City Family Dental. Something we take pride in is having 3 state-of-the-art facilities in Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington. Our investment in the latest technology and innovative services allows us to provide top-notch dental care to our area families. Take control of your oral health and make an appointment with our team, and let's make your smile the best it can be. Contact Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental now, and let's start this journey together. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
It's summertime, so that means it's also fair season. All of us here at Breckler Insurance in Fenimore proudly support our local farm families and wish the best of luck to all of our area farming youth who have worked hard on their crafts, projects, and animals and hope they have a successful fair season. I personally look forward to seeing all of the exhibits and enjoy seeing the smiles on the faces of the kids as they show their animals and are able to be rewarded for their hard work. So stop on out to your local fair this summer and see what it has to offer. We hope to see you there.
In Game 6.
Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Belmont leading at the half, 34-0 over Wisconsin Heights. And we'll be back with the second half after these messages. The McNett Electric halftime report has been brought to you by McNett Electric in Belmont. They can assist you with all your electrical needs. McNett Electric is on call, ready to help you with your agricultural, business, and commercial needs. McNett Electric in Belmont. 34-0 Belmont. Second half after these messages on 97.7 Country WGLR.
In Game 7.
Do you remember the last time you checked your well water to see if it was safe to drink? Bacteria can leak into your well in as little as 6 months. The Department of Natural Resources recommends that you check your well annually for contaminants. LV Labs on South Madison Street in Lancaster, Wisconsin can test your water to make sure that what's in your glass is safe for you and your family to drink. Stop in or give them a call to pick up your test kit today. Visit LV Labs on Facebook or call 608-723-4096.
The agriculture programs at Southwest Tech offer a variety of career training in the areas of dairy, livestock, and mechanics. Pursue a degree in production agriculture to obtain diverse careers including herd manager, farm equipment manager, custom operator, and more. Receive hands-on training through farm tours, operation, and management of the college's crop ground. Learn more at swtc.edu/ag. Southwest Tech. This is where you belong.
In Game 7.
Carey Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Well, Belmont is certainly back in black, 34-0 over Wisconsin Heights at the half. While we have a minute, I'm interested in your take in the new playoffs, which appear to have overwhelming support, certainly among the coaches, even for those who I don't quite understand how they create the matrix, but I understand the concept, I think. Most people seem to think this is way overdue.
It is. It's been talked about somewhat. I was on the board for about 10 years when I was coaching, and looking to find the best ways of getting teams that deserve to be into the playoffs. It's always been a struggle. because there's never been a perfect system, no matter how you look at it.
And there won't be with this. You just wait until the teams that would have gotten in under the old system, like Richland Center last year, don't this year.
Yeah.
Because the system's different.
It's different. When I was in high school, the playoffs first came out, and we were undefeated my freshman year, and we didn't get in. And my senior year, because back then they went on points those first couple of years, then it was on coaching rankings, and we were the only team we lost to was a Division III school, and we were a Division V, about the size of Iowa Grant or so, and we were ranked 5th, and the top 4 teams got in, so it's a little discouraging. And even the year we won the tied for conference year, we didn't get in because only the top one team made it in, the other one didn't. So I like it because it's a little bit more cut and dry because they already split up the divisions
beforehand. Yeah, which is certain they could have done that before this.
Yeah,
but
I look at it like Lancaster. They're in a lower division than most of the conference schools in their team or in their playing
SWC,
schedule.
yeah. Yep.
And because they're playing an upper team, those teams are weighted a little bit heavier than Lancaster. So, Lancaster's got a benefit by winning those games.
And that'll come up, of course, when Lancaster plays Platteville. Platteville is the only Division IV school in the SWC. The way it works is if you beat a Division 7 team, you get 3 points. Beat a D6 team, you get 3.5, and all the way up to 6.5 for a Division I school. That's the so-called Tier 1 points. And the Tier 2, I'm not quite clear what that is, but it's a strength of schedule thing.
Yeah, and they're not going to give the formula out per se. It's kind of like basketball. They'll kind of give you an idea how it works, but.
Well, the thing that I think is the most worthy thing about the whole thing is that everybody is going to know where they stand every week. That was never the case before.
Yes.
And of course, the WIA continues to be this, like, you can't figure them out because this is like the fastest thing they've ever done that wasn't in a COVID season where they just completely blew up the playoffs. And of course, one of the big reasons is because of what an unmitigated mess the seeding last year was.
Yeah, I think they, like I said, it's been in the works for a while and it's been talked about, but I think they moved a little quicker because of the way everything fell out and everything. A couple teams that should have been in didn't get in, and a couple teams
including one from a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that kind of disrupted everything.
And the other thing, of course, was certain of the seedings just did not make any sense. Case number 1, Potosi-Cassville, undefeated. They beat, I think, all but 2 of their opponents for playoff teams, and they got a 3rd seed.
Yep.
And to prove that point, they went up to Cochran Fountain City, which actually was a legit number 2 seed, and destroyed them 56-0. Scored on they scored literally every time they had the ball.
Yeah, and that the ranking I've never been able to figure out either. So we fell into that a few times where.
Right, and you had, of course, the seeding meetings, which were all some skullduggery took place in those, and then they replaced it with the seeding formula, and nobody liked how that turned out.
Oh.
But interestingly, they just blew it up and just threw it in the trash instead of deciding, hey, how about we fix this? So at any rate, new system. Here's the kickoff return to start the second half. And the kick returned up to the 25-yard line. Yep. First down. We're in the third quarter, 34-0 Belmont. They've scored all but one time that they have had the football. First down, 10 yards to go. 2 receivers out to the right. And 1 running back. And Kismore is hit immediately and goes down. There has been very little of that in this game on the part of Wisconsin Heights, but this one turns out to be a 2-yard loss. to the 23, second down, 12 yards to go. I just think it's crazy that you heard about this, thinking about changing the playoff system. You think, well, they'll do it in 2 years. Nope.
Yeah.
Like next year. There must have been like the mother of all revolts among football coaches. And you can understand, as an example, not only were there seedings that didn't make any sense, but as a result of that, there were games that did not make any sense. And the obvious one, it's second down, 12 yards to go. Back to passes temporarily. Throws it over the middle. He's got Carsmore. And Carsmore the foot race to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. One man to beat. And he is brought down. But it'll be first and goal.
Oh, I think they're going to call it a fumble.
Or they say it's a fumble.
But I honestly don't know if that was a fumble. It looked like he was down before he lost the ball. Looked like his knee was down, and then he ended up coming up lame.
And the officials are discussing, or they're trying to figure out where the ball would go if that was what they decide happened. And it ends up as a touchback. Correction, it is recovered by Wisconsin Heights. It was fumbled at the 10, and it's recovered at the 2. Well,
it was a nice play, 70 yards. He got tackled from behind, and the ball got stripped. Like I said, from here it looked like he was down, but
they don't have replay. So.
No, they don't have replay.
I suppose you could look on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, but maybe I'll do that after the game. See, whatever.
It looked like he went down as he rolled and lost the ball, but.
So Heights takes over at the 2, clearly their worst field position. Of course, they've only had one drive of any sort, and that ended up without any points anyway. First and 10 from the 2. Heights going left to right in the third quarter. High snap. And Starzer takes off with it, and he's not going to get very much at all. Brad Lancaster among the defenders, and did he even get back to the...
No, he didn't. He lost about a half a yard.
So it'll be second and 11 at about the 1.5. Obviously, if you get a safety here, if Belmont gets a safety, then we will be in running time the rest of the way. And we're brought to you by Mountain City Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop in at Mountain City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Second and 10 on the scoreboard. Blitz maybe coming. Back to pass. The throw over the middle starts her, and it's incomplete. Trying to hit Sander, but he had to be fast with that, and it's third down. Third down, 11 yards to go.
Yeah, if I was Heights, I would just get a good run up the middle, get the punter kind of out of the end zone. Because if they don't make a first down here or get sacked, it could be a safety or the punter could be standing in the back of the end zone.
Third and 11 from the 1. And Starcer to pass. Fires it deep, and the pass broken up at about the 25-yard line. And so the punter will get a chance to kick from the shadow of his end zone. Fourth down and 11. We're brought to you by West End Salvage in Lancaster. See Junkyard Joe Krantz and the West End Salvage team for recycling as well as construction and demolition waste too. West End Salvage in Lancaster. And here's the punt. They did a good job to get it out of there, and it's a great kick, all things considered. And Belmont will not return it, and it'll roll to a stop at about the 40-yard line.
About a 57, 58-yard punt.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he had a little bit of a roll, but still, it's a good way to get themselves out of trouble here.
9:40 remaining in the third. 34-0 Belmont. We're brought to you by Doan's Auto Care Center. Patrick Doan can assist you with all your vehicle maintenance. Doan's Auto Center, Patrick Doan in Belmont. Also brought to you by Community First Bank. For you in the communities where you live, work, and play, experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFBank.com, member FDIC. 1st and 10 for the Braves from the 40-yard line. And the first carry is a run across the 45 and to the 48-yard line. And it looks as though, was that?
It was Lancaster.
Yeah. So they're starting to move some people around. He is a starter, but not where he was running the ball from.
Yep.
2nd down, 2 yards to go. From the 48, receiver out to the right. And it looks like a 2 tight end look now. And that'll be a first down as the ball carried to the other 48-yard line. New quarterback for Belmont. No, he isn't. Why, Temperley still. He's played well today.
Yes, he has. Yeah, first half he only missed 1 pass. He was 10 for 11 with no interceptions.
That's about as good as it gets.
Yep.
And in fact, nothing really close to an interception. He has played very well today. 8:47 remaining in the third. And Kismore, one of the 3 receivers out to the right side. So nobody in the backfield. And here's a swing pass to the right side. Flag is down. And McNett will get down to the 41-yard line, but this is not going to count.
Nope. False start. Well, now they're going to call it a legal shift. So 5-yard penalty. So another Pink's Automotive penalty on Belmont.
We'll make it 1st and 15 back at the 47-yard line. Really, penalties are about the only thing that stopped Belmont in this game to this point.
Yes.
And, it's one of those things where I'm sure that Brandon Weiss will make a point about that next week, but they have more or less kind of delayed scoring, not denied it, certainly. Even the offensive pass interference and negated a touchdown, they still ended up scoring.
Yep.
1st and 15 back at the 47, 8:17 remaining in quarter number 3 on a beautiful night here in Belmont.
Yeah, penalties, if it was a closer game, it could be a destruction.
Definitely. Temporarily rolls to the right and throws short, and the catch is made, and that will be a first down, and big Thomas Freeman makes the catch. Grandma Diana's happy. Boy, that is a great, I have to think that any quarterback would love to have as his target someone who is 6'5" and 240 pounds.
Well, we're going to get a penalty here. Another Pink Automotive penalty. It looks like they're going to call holding. So that wipes that out.
Well, never mind. So back to the, well, he'd still like to have a 6'5", 240 target, right?
And that will bring up a first down and 25.
I had Jake Camps was about 6'4", but he was only about maybe 220.
Well, still.
But he was a heck of a, he had to play running back for a while, and getting tackled at the line of scrimmage, he still fall for 3 yards.
Run up to the 49-yard line on 1st and 25. So a 13-yard gain. So in other words, you had the version of Blake Teary of Prairie du Chien, who went, 6'5" and 240, I think, or close to that?
Yep.
And, of course, a tight end at Indiana now.
Yeah, Andrew Eastlick got hurt, and Elliott was hurt, and I needed to find somebody to run the ball for me back then.
Ball spotted at midfield. McNett goes in motion and temporarily rolls to the left, gets past a defender, now takes off with it, gets hit hard, but gets down to the 47-yard line. For a gain of about 3, 6:50 remaining in the third. It'll be 3rd down and about 9. I think the going back to the playoffs, one thing to know what who's in what division is a big thing. The thing that people need to realize that is different about this system is that it is not the top 224 teams. It is the top 32 teams in 7 divisions. That's not the same.
It's not the same.
That's not necessarily the same thing.
Yep, because you're going to have some good teams in some divisions staying home, and while others.
Temporarily throws deep, and the pass is caught. And it'll be a first supply first down at about the 30-yard line.
25 yards and Belmont first down.
And so Temperley continues. That was a nice catch there. Kind of a jump ball.
21-yard pickup.
And so it's 1st and 10 at the Wisconsin Heights 27-yard line. 34-0 Belmont with 6:08 remaining in the third quarter of the opener. And a pitch around the left side. And going down, Kismore gets the pitch and ends up going for a gain of about 6 yards or 7 yards. Down to the 20-yard line. Actually spotted at the 19, and that puts us once again in the Bytech Green Zone or Greener Way Bytech Resource Management of Monroe. 2nd and 2 at the Wisconsin Heights 19. Draw play, Kismore should get the first down. And that'll stop the clock briefly to move the sticks. 5:58 left in the third. Tomorrow, of course, Belleville and Lancaster. And talk about, we were talking about the goofy seeding. There is no way that Belmont could have, or that Belleville could be a number 8 seed if they go to the number 1 seed Cambridge and shut them out. And that's what happened last year.
Yep.
Belleville and Lancaster, after 6:30, we have an injured player on the field for Wisconsin Heights.
But, I'll say this. Sometimes some teams towards the end of the season get a little bit hot and haven't faced some injuries where some of your better teams all of a sudden start feeling those injury bugs at the end.
Well, I can understand that, but an 8 shutting out of 1?
Yeah. It's like Southwestern the year they went to state.
Yeah.
I think they were 5-4 going into the playoffs and get all the way to Camp Randall.
I do remember that. So the clock stopped with 5:58 left in the third, and the injured player can't quite tell what his number is.
It looks like 40.
Well, if it's number 40, that would be Charles Reeder, a junior, and he's walking off slowly. His night might be done. 5:58 remaining in the third, 34-0. Belmont leading Wisconsin Heights, and it'll be 1st and 10 inside the Bytech Green Zone at the 14-yard line. Receiver out to the right side. 2 tight end look, and here's Kismore to the 10 and spinning down inside the 10-yard line to about the 8. Sander on the stop gate of about 6. 2nd and 4 with 5.5 left in the third. I just think it's going to be refreshing for everybody to know where they are, where they stand as far as getting into the playoffs every week, and that was absolutely never the case previously with the WIAA.
Right.
I mean, basically, the only way you guaranteed it is to have more wins than losses. Kismore around the right side, and he bounced off a defender, went right, and into the end zone. 8-yard touchdown. With 5:10 left in the third, it is 40-0, and the clock will be running the rest of the way.
Yeah, definitely.
After this,
it definitely is a nice situation knowing that you're D7 and that you're not going to get moved up. You already know where you are. And
2-point attempt, Temperley throws, pass caught for 2.
And a successful 2-point conversion from Temperley to Freeman.
And that makes it 42-0. Belmont over Wisconsin Heights. with 5:18 left in the third. Back after this on 97.7 Country WGLR.
In game 8.
Show your school spirit with every swipe. People's State Bank offers debit cards featuring your local school's mascot. And now through September 30th, you can upgrade for 50% off. Even better, $5 from your card fee goes right back to your school. It's an easy way to support your team and look good doing it. Visit any People's State Bank location to upgrade your debit card today. Iowa sales tax may apply to fees and service charges. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
Does that number calling you look familiar, but you aren't sure if you know them? It could be a scam using spoofing. I'm Lancaster Police Chief Deborah Rukoff. Spoofing is a way scammers make it look like an area number, or even a number you know, is calling you. In reality, they could be hundreds or thousands of miles away. Scam calls are after one thing, your information. Prevent a crime before it happens. Keep your personal information private and hang up if you suspect it's a scam.
This public service announcement courtesy of Queen Bee Radio.
In game 8.
4:56 remaining in the third, 42-0. Belmont leading Wisconsin Heights. The kickoff is returned to the 39-yard line. 34-yard line, excuse me.
34, yeah. It was only about a 4-yard return.
And so running time for the remaining 4:37 of the third and the fourth quarter.
One thing, when Belmont kicks off, the kids are yelling, "Who's got the hit?" That's the old tradition. When I was the head coach here, we've started that.
There's a fumble on the first play and recovered, it looks like, by the Vanguards, but it's going to be another big loss of about 7 yards. I guess it's a 5-yard loss, so it'll be second down and 15 back at the 29-yard line. Belmont next week will have a non-conference game. They go to Delafield to play St. John's Northwestern Military Academy. And Wisconsin Heights will host Madison Abundant Life St. Ambrose. And, of course, they're a little bit of a odd story, and there's a whistle and a penalty.
Delay game, I think. Yep.
Another Pink's Automotive penalty. The thing about Abundant Life St. Ambrose is that they had decided to go to as second and 20 coming up. They decided to go to 11-player football and then changed their mind at the last minute, and they had been slotted into the Southwest Wisconsin Activities League. So last year and this year, officially they're in both, and both an 8-player and 11-player, because there is a forfeit every week in the SWAL. Last year and this year. Clock run out of bounds, but the clock does not stop because we're in running time. It'll be third and long. So that is next week for Wisconsin Heights. .225 remaining in quarter number 3. A roaring success tonight, certainly for the Belmont Braves.
Definitely a good start for them.
Scoring on all but one, other than the kneel down, all but one drive. Here's a draw play and a run up the middle and a big gainer there all the way up to the 49-yard line. I think that was Herb running the ball. That's close to the longest run that we have had the entire night for our play for Wisconsin Heights.
Yeah, it was a high snap. The quarterback couldn't handle it and fell right into the running back's hands, and he ran for 25 yards on the first down.
First down at the 46 is where it's spotted with 95 seconds remaining in quarter number 3. 42-0, Belmont leading Wisconsin. I should have mentioned, by the way, that Thomas Freeman made the catch on that last 2-point conversion. Again, pleasing Grandma Diane, no doubt. Here's a run around the right side, and the big yardage they had previously, they just gave it up, gave some of it back as the Belmont defense strung out Mathis Agee And it ends up being a loss of 2 back to the 44. 1:03 left in the third. Receiver out to the left. And now a receiver goes out to the right. Starzer has gone all the way at quarterback, which makes sense because in need of playing time. Here's a throw over the middle into traffic and incomplete.
I think we got away with one.
Cribbs was the intended receiver.
The defender was hanging on to him, kind of pulled his jersey down.
But hey, everybody's got to work tomorrow, so.
Yeah.
19.
Well, some of us have to work.
15 seconds left in the third, and Wisconsin Heights will run out. Well, they're going to go up to the line of scrimmage at least. 5 seconds left in the third. Third down, and they'll take it to the other end, or the other end of the field, which is like 20 yards away for the fourth quarter. After 3, Belmont 42, Wisconsin Heights nothing. Fourth after this on 97.7 Country WGLR.
In game 9.
JTV Jewelry Television knows you love to sparkle, so now's your time to shine like the star you are. Enter JTV's Shine Like a Star sweepstakes for your chance to win $5,000 in dazzling jewelry from top brands, including Rachel Zoe Jewelry and Judith Ripka Jewelry. Plus, just for entering, get $30 off your next qualifying JTV purchase of $99 or more when you opt in for emails. Enter now at jtv.com/likeastar. And remember, if you love jewelry, you'll love JTV.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
In game 9.
Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City Kieler and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. 3rd and 13. And that had no chance of success. Stars are taken down immediately for a loss back to the 43. And that's kind of how the night's gone for Wisconsin Heights. 42-0 Belmont. Bradley Lancaster on the stop. I think a subs.com sack also.
Yep.
Go ahead.
They get up 2 yards, and then they end up losing 3 yards. And that one was almost blocked, the punt.
4th down. Punt is bouncing and recovered.
Geismore's got it. He's
Geismore at 45 to the 40, and it'll be great field position for the Braves out of bounds as the ball spotted at about the 40-yard line. You know one thing we have not seen tonight? Of course, there's 2 reasons for that. Nobody's had a cramp that we have seen.
Geismore had one on that fumble.
All right, we've had one guy with a cramp.
That's it. But
now there's 2 things, obviously. The first thing is it's not hot at all tonight. And the other thing is everybody is much more aware of hydrating correctly during the week.
Yes.
Or actually the weeks as things go.
Well, it definitely helps, too, with how practices are going or how they are established now.
1st and 10, handoff up the middle and to the 30 and still going, and nice play there down to about
Landon Burbach.
I believe that's his first carry of the game at 14.
Yep. You know, back when we used to have 2-a-days, we went no matter what, and now you get to a certain heat index, you got to cut back, and that definitely is safer.
1st and 10 after the first supply first down at the 25-yard line of Wisconsin Heights. Temporarily still the quarterback. Run up the middle. And Burbach again. Landon Burbach, a junior. And again, it is impressive how many players Belmont has.
Yes.
Belmont and Highland, they have never, ever had problems getting players to play 8-player football.
No, it's nice to see the numbers like they have.
Definitely. 2nd and 5 at the 20 in the Bitech green zone, or Gritterway Bitech Resource Management Monroe. Run around the left side, spin move. And there's another Belmont First Supply first down.
And that was run by, I do believe, who is number 7? We never did figure.
Griffin McNett. I had him. He was on the roster. He was wrong on the roster.
Okay.
Operator error by the guy who's supposed to know better. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Run around the right side, down to the 10, and down near the 5-yard line. And your guess is as good as mine who got the tackle there, because it was like half the defense.
Yep. And Burbach kept pushing.
And that will be another First Supply first down to the 5. Clock stops on a whistle with 8:28 remaining.
Yeah, Krebs from Wisconsin Heights is coming off with probably a cramp.
It's been, you do, as you pointed out, I think practices are shorter than they used to be. You don't have very many two-a-days, or maybe none anymore. And they're a little, and obviously everybody's much more concerned, much more focused on hydration.
Yep.
Run to the left side.
Burbach again. They're just playing power football. Oh, holding. So we're going to come back.
Another Pinks Automotive penalty. Again, it's really been one of those, that's the first game sort of thing that.
Yep. It's kind of like the Packers in the first game and all the holding penalties they had. It's like, holy cow. I know they changed the rule a little bit, but man, oh man.
That's why I didn't watch the game. It was, first preseason game, and, it was the kind of game where the Packers played so badly that everybody assumes they're going to finish last in the NFC North. I don't think that's going to happen. Ball out to the 12, 2nd and 7, and a run around the left side still going is that Burbach.
Yep, Burbach gets in.
And a
run.
Northland Buildings touchdown for Burbach, and he did the lion's share of the work on that drive. And it is 48-0 with 7:16 remaining. Clock obviously stops because it stops on scores. And Belmont is going to try to get an extra point, a point and flush Sportsman's Club extra point. They've gotten a couple of 2 points, but the kicks have not worked yet.
There we go. Nope.
Wide to the left.
Yeah.
And that was Briggs Burbach trying the extra point. So 48-0. Belmont leading Wisconsin Heights. 7:16 remaining. Back after this on 97.7 Country WGLR.
In game 10.
Southwest Tech is excited to announce a new precision agronomy program designed to equip students with cutting-edge skills in agricultural technology, crop management, and data-driven decision-making. This innovative program combines classroom instruction with hands-on experience on their newly acquired 80 acres of cropland. Graduates of the precision agronomy program have a variety of career paths within Wisconsin's robust ag sector. Don't wait. Take the next step today. Learn more and apply for the precision agronomy program now at swtc.edu.
At CJ Beefs Equipment, we know the land, and we know what it takes to keep your farm running strong. From season to season, whether you're operating or maintaining, our ag equipment experts have the parts and tools to match your needs. Our quality selection of used and new machinery, expert service team ensures your equipment stays in peak condition all year round. CJ Beefs Equipment, field tested, farmer trusted. Visit us in Farley, Iowa today, or check us out on our website at cjbeefsequipment.com.
In game 10.
Grand Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental. And Carey Seamless Gutters are over at Doors on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel are thanks to the Belmont tech people who brought an Ethernet port over, and they got a huddle cam, and you get to listen and watch. Kicker return to the 46, 1st and 10 for Wisconsin Heights. 48-0 Belmont. Throw over to the left side, and the pass to Sander, and did he make?
Yep,
he did make the catch.
Yep.
Out of the 42 of Wisconsin Heights, or 2 of Belmont.
About 10 yards, first down.
First supply, first down. Clock running, 6:05 remaining. I'm sure Heights would love a touchdown, just to have a touchdown.
Have a touchdown, yep.
They've really only had one drive that was remotely close to a scoring drive, and they got to about the 30, and that was as far as they could get.
They shown some sparks the second half, but it just never kept things going.
1st and 10 from the 42, and that's the sort of thing that's been happening the whole game. A fumble of the snap, and is stepped down, fielded at the 42 of Wisconsin Heights.
And they got a new quarterback in. It's Aiden, number 10.
Aiden Kostuk. Kostuk is a sophomore.
And it looks like they've delay of game. But it looks like they're...
Actually, it's too many men on the field. On the offense, which is...
Yeah.
That's, you keep thinking when you hear 12 on the field, well, let's see. Aaron Rodgers forced another one, and they declined the penalty because of the touchdown pass. But how often do you see too many on the field on the offense?
Not too often, but they've Heights has been subbing out now. They've pretty much got all new players in.
And that is the sort of thing that happens when you're not quite sure who's supposed to do what, and they run around the left side, and Kostuk goes down, ends up losing 2 yards, back to the 35-yard line for 15 remaining. Again tomorrow, Belleville and Lancaster on 97.7 Country WGLR, Darlington and Platteville on X1071, and Potosi, Cassville, and Cuba City on Super Hits 106. Also, by the way, Giants Brewers on AM 1590 WPVL. Brewers won today, 4-1 over the Cubs in the unusual 5-game series.
Yeah, they had that one makeup game.
That they had to move because of a game that got rained out. And so the Brewers up 7 in the National League Central. Kostuk over the middle, a diving catch attempt at the 45, but the pass incomplete. 3:26 remaining. Yeah, it's 4th down.
Yeah, my days are kind of screwed up a little bit. This retirement, even though I do work for the Sheriff's Department in Lafayette, I had this week off because our judge is on vacation, and I keep thinking today's Friday and yesterday was Thursday. I'm really...
I don't think a lot of people are sympathetic, Scott. 4th down and a punt.
Quick kick.
Put it this way, I don't think people who are not retired are sympathetic. To the 30-yard line. And Belmont will take over with 2:40 remaining on the way to their first win of the year. Final score, Highland 52, Monticello 14. That was on X1071. So the Cardinals are also undefeated. These two teams, Highland and Belmont, will face each other on September 5th. That's going to be a big game, it looks like. And early in the conference season. This, of course, is a conference game. Heinrich is now the quarterback. That, by the way, on the Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. And it looks like they called a timeout to get everybody on the right page of the playbook, it looks like. We will have the Hermson's Ace Hardware MVP of the game. We'll have the West End Salvage Scrapper of the game, Tricor Turning Point, and the Les Mack Drive of the game. That one is a little hard to pick because we have all of these 50-yard scoring drives by Belmont. That's the longest scoring drive they had the whole game.
Yeah.
All of that on the Reeves Wealth Management postgame show. Reeves Wealth Management Edward Jones postgame show in 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Because we've been talking about Scott's post-retirement life, we will wait until then to do the to do all the post-game awards. First down, pitch, or a handoff around the left side, and up to about the 35-yard line. Nice second effort there on the run up to the 36. 2 minutes left.
Yeah, I bailiff Wednesdays and Thursdays, and with just having to work on Wednesday morning because we had a visiting judge.
And he didn't respect the vacation thing.
She didn't, but yeah, it's kind of like, wow, my days are really mixed up.
Was that, I think I saw that from Greene County, the judge?
She was from Greene County.
Here's a fumble, and the Heinrichs has to down that.
Yeah, it was a miss handoff. Didn't quite put it in the breadbasket.
Beckett Heinrichs is the quarterback, and he's a freshman. So regardless of what happens this year, and certainly you figure freshmen will get some more playing time later this year, but he's played in a game, a varsity game.
And he'll get some JV time.
50 seconds remaining. On the way to Belmont's first win of the season and Wisconsinites' first loss of the season. Third down and 10, and Heinrichs throws, and the pass caught, and that will be a first down across the 50 and a 45. And the catch made by Will Christensen.
Sophomore.
Down to the 42-yard line.
That was a nice boot and a nice throw underneath.
And that note likely will be the last play of the ball game because there's 10 seconds left, and I don't think Belmont's going to get from the huddle to the line of scrimmage in 5 seconds. Final score, Belmont 48. And Wisconsin Heights nothing. Obviously, Belmont is 1-0, and Wisconsin Heights is 0-1. And again, Belmont is headed to Delafield to take on St. John's Northwestern Military Academy. And as also mentioned next week, it will be Wisconsin Heights hosting Madison Abundant Life, St. Ambrose. 48-0, Belmont beats Wisconsin Heights. Reeves Wealth Management Edward Jones postgame show after these messages on 97.7 Country WGLR.
Postgame 4 minutes.
America is kept safe because the Army National Guard responds, protects, and supports our nation when it needs them most. The Army National Guard responds to disasters such as wildfires and floods. They protect us with missile defense, cybersecurity, and civilian support teams for chemical, biological, and radiological hazards. Be there for your community and your country. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
If you suffer from chronic sinus infections known as sinusitis and over-the-counter medicine or prescriptions aren't helping, you might be a candidate for balloon sinuplasty, an innovative, non-invasive outpatient procedure now available at Grant Regional Health Center. This treatment can gently and safely widen the sinuses, allow drainage, and provide long-term relief for chronic sufferers. Visit our website, grantregional.com/ENT to learn more. Grant Regional Health Center. Better health starts here.
This update sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Every regular season Friday home game at American Family Field, ticketed fans 21 and over who sit in the Miller Lite beer pen in the left field Loge bleachers will receive a free Brewers can holder, courtesy of Miller Lite and Leinenkugels. Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org, insured by NCUA.
Ready Feed and Grain invites you to their Chipper Day, Tuesday, August 26th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in Stitzer. Join WGLR Farm Director Bob Mittendorf for crop updates throughout the day. Rock River Labs and Southwest Tech will provide moisture analysis, so farmers bring in your corn stalks to be tested and enjoy a delicious lunch from Southwest Wisconsin pork producers. Chipper Day at Ready Feed and Grain in Stitzer, Tuesday, August 26th.
We see you out there, building a life you love, knowing that when inspiration strikes, nothing should get in your way. At Blaine's, we're here to help with everything you need to make it happen at prices that make it possible. Like a 16-inch Performance Tool Power Tool Storage Rack, just $24.99. $2 off Meguiar's Hot Shine Spray Tire Coating, $5.99. And 10% off Better Built Transfer Tanks. Rewards members save 15%. Find value on the things you value. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Being original.
Show your school spirit with every swipe. People's State Bank offers debit cards featuring your local school's mascot. And now through September 30th, you can upgrade for 50% off. Even better, $5 from your card fee goes right back to your school. It's an easy way to support your team and look good doing it. Visit any People's State Bank location to upgrade your debit card today. Iowa sales tax may apply to fees and service charges. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
Hello, Amy here from Cuba City Family Dental. Part of our dedication to excellence in the dental services we offer are same-day crowns. Instead of return visits to our office, we can diagnose and fix your tooth in one day at any of our 3 convenient locations. Call us when you are in need and experience patient-centered care for you and your family at Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental. Ask about our new patient specials. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
Like any business, success in dairying is often determined by who you know rather than what you know. That's why it's good to know the pros at Fuller's, your Gia dealer. Fuller's is your source for the automated milking systems line and all of the latest in automated milking systems. Make your operation more efficient and profitable and get the most out of your dairy herd by partnering with the experts at Fuller's Milker Center, LLC, your local Gia dealer in Lancaster, Richland Center, and FullersMilkersCenter.com.
Fuller's Milker Center. Your high school postgame show is brought to you by Elena and Ben Reeves at Edward Jones, a financial service firm serving individuals and business owners.
Is your money working as hard as it should be? This is Elena Reeves with Edward Jones. If you want to provide for your children's education, reduce your tax bill, or prepare for a comfortable retirement, we need to talk. Today, more than ever, your financial security deserves the attention of full-time financial advisors. Take advantage of our years of experience. Contact financial advisors Elena or Ben Reeves at 608-348-2441 or stop by our office on Highways 80 and 81 in Platteville next to Sups Nutrition. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Great Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Kieler, Darlington Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. A great way to start the season, certainly for the Braves. 48-0 over Wisconsin Heights. They mixed the run and the pass very well. Deep passing was very successful. And the defense just basically stuffed Wisconsin Heights most of the night.
Yes, they did. The defense was tough. The front line was in there all the time, and even the pass coverage was tight. It just never allowed Heights to get anything going.
Wyatt Temperley, couple of touchdowns, or more than a couple of touchdowns, but he looked very, very good. Kismore looked great, I thought.
Yep.
And they were able to mix the passes to a lot of guys got passes tonight.
Yep.
A lot of different guys got passes tonight.
Yeah, they have some good weapons, and I think they're a solid team so far as watching them. I would count this team right now as a playoff team.
Well, especially with the playoff field expanding to 32, which was just logical because all the 7 divisions and 11 player are 32 also. But as far as, just the one thing that I'm sure they're not happy about, because you never are, is all the penalties. But
yeah,
it's kind of a first game thing, essentially.
First game, and some of those will get cleaned up. I mean, some of those are just mistake penalties, holding or motions.
I wonder if I think to Brandon to come up here, if he can come up here. But if not, we should probably roll along here then with our awards. This first one I think is going to be an interesting one. Most Valuable Player, sponsored by Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Hermson's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. Hermson's will be the MVP for your next project in your home. Go to Hermson's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville.
I'm definitely going to give it to Wyatt Temperley. Did a great job leading the offense. Threw the ball well. I think he only had like maybe 2 incompletions, no interceptions, and well over 200 yards. So I would say Wyatt.
All right. The other question then is the scrapper of the game. Time to name the West End Salvage scrapper of the game. It's the player whose hustle and scrappiness stood out in trying to lay the opponent to waste. Presented by West End Salvage in Lancaster.
Well, I kind of like how the little Burbach came in towards the end of the day and ran the ball hard. But if you're really going to give it to anybody, I would say Kizemore catching and running the ball like he did tonight deserves it.
Yeah, definitely. You could probably do the line guys too. Pick out whatever lineman you like because they all played well,
yes.
Other than a couple holding penalties. But Temperley, he had time to throw.
Yes, he
and,
did.
He didn't like stand back there for 10 seconds looking for a receiver, obviously, but he had time to throw. And that was not necessarily always the case for his counterpart.
No, definitely not. His ability to stand and read his receivers was definitely a plus considering what Wisconsin Heights quarterback had. He'd never had a chance to set and throw.
And as far as that went, also all of the bad snap problems.
Yeah.
There was a good thing that he's as tall as he is. Otherwise, would have gone worse probably. Drive of the game presented by Les Mack Automotive in Lancaster. Whether it's Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, or Ford, you can count on over 50 years of trusted hometown service. Because at Les Mack, you always get more from less. Which 50-yard drive would you like?
Well, when you really look at it, Belmont had the will of pretty much scoring the first half every time they touched the ball. So if I'm going to have to say anything, it's the first drive because that set the tone.
Yeah.
And that basically showed what Belmont could do against Heights, and it just continued through the rest of the game.
Right. All right, and the Tricor Turning Point brought to you by Tricor Insurance. Insurance plans built for you, your family, your business. Contact Tricor Insurance today. I kind of feel like it may have been, just on my end, like the first lost fumble, which was right after Belmont scored, and then you look up and suddenly you're down 2 scores and you're like halfway done in the first quarter, and things were not going to get any better than that for Wisconsin Heights tonight.
No, and you're right. That turnover definitely set the tone for the rest of the game because, Heights is looking 2 scores, and they haven't been able to do anything. So I agree with that one.
All right. Gee, such agreement. It's not like certain people I work with who sit there and argue for 15 minutes over what the Tricor Turning Point was.
No.
That's later. 48-0. Belmont over Wisconsin Heights in the Braves opener, and we'll be back to wrap up the Reeves Wealth Management Edward Jones post game and tell you about what's coming up tomorrow. Oh, and one run through the shoebox scoreboard also, all after these messages on 97.7 Country WGLR.
Post-game 1 minute.
From top to bottom, inside and out, Midwest Roofing and Construction has you covered. Need a new roof or siding? Call the pros. Looking for energy-efficient spray foam insulation? Midwest Roofing and Construction does that too. See them for new construction, pole sheds, and decks. One call does it all. For quality local service and a free estimate, call Midwest Roofing and Construction at 1-800-551-8251. That's 1-800-551-8251. Or visit MidwestRoofingPros.com.
At CJ Beeps Equipment, we know the land, and we know what it takes to keep your farm running strong. From season to season, whether you're operating or maintaining, our ag equipment experts have the parts and tools to match your needs. Our quality selection of used and new machinery and expert service team ensures your equipment stays in peak condition all year round. CJ Beeps Equipment, field tested, farmer trusted. Visit us in Farley, Iowa today, or check us out on our website at cjbeepsequipment.com.
Do you remember the last time you checked your well water to see if it was safe to drink? Bacteria can leak into your well in as little as 6 months. The Department of Natural Resources recommends that you check your well annually for contaminants. LV Labs on South Madison Street in Lancaster, Wisconsin can test your water to make sure that what's in your glass is safe for you and your family to drink. Stop in or give them a call to pick up your test kit today. Visit LV Labs on Facebook or call 608-723-4096.
Trade out and trade up with the Gia Milking Performance promotion at Fuller's Milker Center. For a limited time, trade out your old milking units and liners and immediately benefit by trading up to a better milking performance at substantial savings. Choose from the Gia iCube milking unit or the classic 300E milking unit, both available with a GQ liner package. Plus, save if you need to swap jetter cups too. Contact Fuller's Milker Center, LLC, your Gia dealer in Lancaster and Richland Center to find out how you can save big trading out and trading up on new Gia milking equipment technology.
Whether you are an athlete with a sports-related injury or a weekend warrior with a strain or sprain, you can count on Grant Regional Health Center's rehab team to be there for you. Our rehab experts have the knowledge and experience to create an individualized care plan to help you get back to better health. From physical or occupational therapy, speech therapy, or cardiopulmonary rehab, we are with you every step of the way. Grant Regional Health Center. Better health starts here.
From small-town businesses to large multi-state operations, Tricor Insurance and Auto Owners Insurance have industry expertise that can cover all types of businesses.
Having an insurance agency that understands our business is a real benefit. They know our people. It's something Tricor does really well.
Tricor's in-depth knowledge of insurance, regulation, compliance, and safety consulting is here to help your business succeed. Working with leading insurance companies like Auto Owners Insurance. They'll be there when you need them most. Visit TricorInsurance.com to learn more about Tricor Insurance Cycle of Care.
This update sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. During every Brewers home game at American Family Field throughout the 2025 season, fans will have the chance to win a 2025 Land Cruiser, courtesy of your Wisconsin Toyota dealers. Visit brewers.com/Toyota to enter. Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org. Insured by NCUA.
If you're upgrading a home or business, call the trusted pros at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. They offer a premium selection of CHI overhead doors combining style, durability, and security for both residential and commercial properties. Need rain gutters to protect your building from water damage? Carey's has you covered there too. Learn more at Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com. They sell the best and service the rest. Get the quality you deserve at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Belmont, and Prairie du Chien.
Ready Feed and Grain invites you to their Chipper Day, Tuesday, August 26th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in Stitzer. Join WGLR Farm Director Bob Mittendorf for crop updates throughout the day. Rock River Labs and Southwest Tech will provide moisture analysis, so farmers bring in your corn stalks to be tested and enjoy a delicious lunch from Southwest Wisconsin pork producers. Chipper Day at Ready Feed and Grain in Stitzer, Tuesday, August 26th.
This fall, there's only one place to be, Camp Randall Stadium. Wisconsin football returns with can't-miss matchups, including Maryland, Iowa, Washington, and more. From the first touchdown to jump around and the celebration of the fifth quarter. Experience the traditions and unforgettable memories that make Wisconsin football so special. Single-game tickets are now on sale. Lock in your spot today by visiting uwbadgers.com or call 1-800-GO-BADGERS. Wisconsin football game day starts here. We'll see you at Camp Randall.
Hey Wisconsin, it's construction season and the Wisconsin DOT wants to help you safely navigate work zones in your area. Check 511wi.gov or download the free 511 app to see current road work, closures, detours, and camera views on your route. Wherever your travels take you, know before you go with 511wi.gov. That's 511wi.gov. And remember, know before you go. Always park the phone while driving. Sponsored by the Wisconsin DOT.
JTV Jewelry Television knows you love to sparkle, so now's your time to shine like the star you are. Enter JTV's Shine Like a Star sweepstakes for your chance to win $5,000 in dazzling jewelry from top brands, including Rachel Zoe Jewelry and Judith Ripka Jewelry. Plus, just for entering, get $30 off your next qualifying JTV purchase of $99 or more when you opt in for emails. Enter now at jtv.com/likeastar. And remember, if you love jewelry, you'll love JTV.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Post-game 1 minute.
That is the longest minute of your life. Gray Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. 48-0, Belmont over Wisconsin Heights. And we are joined now by Brandon Weiss, the coach of Belmont. You have to be as pleased as possible about this game to start things out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we had a good off season, and it was nice to see that, take the gridiron here today. So,
I guess the interesting question is: are you more impressed with your offense or your defense tonight?
Yeah, that is a good question. It was nice. We preached all three phases of the game. Offense, defense, special teams, and I felt like our guys did a nice job in all of those areas. So.
Yeah, and I mean they had Wisconsin Heights had basically one drive that got anywhere, and you guys got the fourth down stop. Obviously, you took advantage of turnovers. I think when the game was still, and actually I'm not quite sure if it was ever in doubt, but when the game, when you were playing your first and their first and all that, you scored on every drive except one in the first half, plus the kneel down. So you have, and the other thing that was impressive about your offense is you mixed it up a lot. You got great running, but Temperley had a terrific game tonight.
Yeah, he did. We knew that he had that talent, and obviously the guys around him stepped up big too. And our hope is to be able to not be just one-sided football this season, and we just displayed that here today. And
Grandma Diane is happy because your giant offensive lineman Thomas Freeman caught a couple of passes.
Yeah, that's what's fun, about 8-player, per se, is we get a chance to spread the ball around, and Thomas is a great lineman for us, but he's got pretty good hands too, so we utilize that.
I think any quarterback would love to throw to a 6'5", 240-pound receiver. So.
Absolutely, especially in the red zone or on 2-point conversions.
Oh yeah. If there's one thing that I'm sure you're not too happy about, it's all the penalties. But is that pretty much just a first game thing, you think?
I hope so. That's obviously something, we talk to the guys about is, that's something we got to fine tune, down the road and those pieces. And, obviously you have a little bit of early season jitters and, just, recognition on plays and that on both sides of the ball. So I'm hoping that, is part of it, but hopefully we can clean that up going forward.
Okay. And you have a non-conference game next week, of course. Then a pretty big game the week after that. Highland won big tonight over Monticello, 52-14. Based on what what do you feel like you're going to have to do against Highland coming up in 2 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, I think the respect for Highland is certainly there. It's always a rivalry game and those pieces, and so we'll definitely continue to build off of what we did here today, and hopefully we can get a chance to put ourselves in a spot to be successful in that game.
Well, you certainly were successful in this game. Congratulations on the win. Thanks for all the tech help, by the way. Amazingly, except for operator error in a couple of instances, everything seemed to work.
Yeah, no, we appreciate you being here and covering us, and we hope to see you guys again this season.
Well, you keep winning, and that's how that works.
Right. That's the plan.
All right, congratulations on the win once again, and good luck after this.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot. Brandon Weiss, the the Belmont coach, 48-0. I'm not quite sure how you get more impressive than that, but 48-0 is the score tonight with Belmont over Wisconsin Heights. On the Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest, we have one final that we know of, and that is Highland over Monticello 52-14. That was on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. At halftime, I'd love to hear what the final of this was. Halftime, Seneca Wazeeka Steuben leading Cashton 19-8. One other game tonight in the area was River Valley and Evansville. Oh, by the way, Brewers 4, Cubs 1, and that was on AM 1590 WPVL. Well, here's what we have coming up tomorrow. Obviously, we have Brewers baseball because San Francisco is in town for the weekend. That'll be a 6:35 start on AM 1590 WPVL. Just before that, starting around 6:30, Belleville at Lancaster, 6:30 on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Darlington at Platteville, 6:30 on X1071. Potosi Cassville at Cuba City, 6:30 on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Seattle and the Packers on Saturday at 1 on 97.7 Country WGLR. And we'll have volleyball starting on Tuesday at Lancaster at River Ridge at 6:40 on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. And Thursday, the premiere of Badger football, they will host Miami of Ohio at 6 on 97.7 Country WGLR. RJ Osterhaus is our sports director. Rob Spangler is our program director. Johnny Page is our chief engineer. Tyler Dictatus, Mr. Streaming Fix-It. Thanks to Brandon Wise and the staff at Belmont High School. Thanks to our sponsors who help us bring this game to you. And thank you for joining us. Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors is a Queen Bee Radio Sports presentation on 97.7 Country WGLR Lancaster and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Belmont, forgot the score. Belmont the winner in impressive fashion tonight over Wisconsin Heights, 48-0. From the Ayers Furniture best seat in the house for Scott Tolzman, I'm Steve Prestegard. 97.7 Country Nights is next. We'll be back for the 11-player football season openers tomorrow.
This has been a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation.
The Tri-State's best variety of country. 97.7 Country, WGLR-FM. Lancaster. Serving Platteville, Dubuque, Galena, and beyond. On WGLR.com.